What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Reviews Core, also known as the ARC Podcast, also known as the ARC Podcast. I'm your host, Red Devilosa Reviews, and I'm back here again with my co host, Unity
Ha,
Reviews Analysis.
ha, hello. Yeah, hello. Just yeah. Okay, does it work? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Sorry, I'm in a public area right now. It's like I could not go back to my home for very specific reasons. So I rented a room.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
it's
getting
all right.
confusing. Yeah.
And we're here today with a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. I am Mix and Match. I currently my profession. I'm a YouTuber. I make video mashups of music, movies for the past almost 4 years now. Actually, almost 5 years now. It'll be anniversary in February, and yeah, I came here on the show for because we're going to be talking about the Marvels, which I have good knowledge on. uh, I have all this notes here, so I'm excited to talk about it.
That's right. Before we get started, just remember that we do have a Spotify that you can be able to listen back whenever you would like, the next day after the pod episode happens. So, for those of you that are watching us live, welcome. For those of you that are listening on playback, welcome. And those of you that are listening on Spotify, welcome. And as Mix has mentioned, we are going to be talking about the Marvels,
How fun.
the 33rd Marvel film in the MCU. It's about 90 minutes long. It stars
Yeah.
Brie Larson, Tiana Paris, Iman Vellani, and Zoe Ashton. It's directed by Nia DaCosta, uh, which Nia also co-wrote the film with Megan McDonnell, who is the WandaVision writer, and Alyssa Karasik, who wrote Lessons in Chemistry, which is another show that stars Brie Larson. Um, it's sort of a sequel to Captain Marvel 1. Not really, because
Yeah.
it's set 30 years later and after a lot of other movies.
It's
That,
more. It's
but
more
it's
so
more of a continuation of Miss Marvel,
and
sort
also
of.
also WandaVision, also Secret Invasion.
And
So
WandaVision, Secret Invasion. Yeah.
Jesus. Uh,
So I think before we start talking about the Marvels, what do you guys think about Captain Marvel 1?
Hmm. Uh, I've been
uh,
watching it a few times this year. I would say I come away with it. Just it's very bland, but um, very damaging to the world building. I would say,
Yeah,
but more lean towards bland. It's like, and even if it uh, I get and also just bunch of wasted potential. I found out is
right.
just never it decided to take one way when it could have taken another, which could have made it a more memorable experience for um supposed the Infinity Saga, but it
Right.
just as we know is shoehorned in just the last minute before Endgame.
Yeah. What about you, Unity?
I mean, to be honest, I've seen the movie like twice this year. I mean, after Phase 4 and Phase 5, it's like, okay, I don't really hate it anymore. It's just whatever. I mean, I think it's quite bad. But it's like I've just got sick and tired to a point just watching this. Just okay,
Yeah,
it's yeah, it's a movie.
I think I'm in a similar aspect now. It's like we've gotten so much bad stuff from Marvel nowadays that it's just like mediocre at this point. Even though it is bad, it is really bad. But um, I just hate so many other Marvel stuff ahead of it that it's just mediocre now. Um, but like I I thought like as Mix also mentioned as well. Like, I think Captain Marvel 1 had some ideas. I think, well, obviously the biggest hit on it is that it being set in the 90s and then it having such a important like reach that it's kind of like you kind of have to view the pre-MCU, like the MCU prior to Captain Marvel, as completely different because of this one movie set in the 90s, like how the everything having to do with the Tesseract, um like the teams, the Avengers, like named after her middle name, I guess, or
No,
her code
no.
name.
Oh my god.
um
I hate
then
that
like
so much.
yeah, and then the the Sword, the creation of Sword was like in tangent with Shield, so like that's like a lot of issues, especially for Winter Soldier.
And apparently it was created by Maria Rambeau, which when did
Yeah,
that happen? Like we
right.
like remember we only saw her in Captain Marvel, and then when she had mentioned again was WandaVision. So there's a big gap of time where she created Sword that
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense,
right.
Oh
And
my
then
and
god.
also going unnoticed for all these years.
yeah, true.
Oh
And then
my
also
god.
like the fact that you have this pager to call Carol at any time, but it wasn't until the snap happening is when Nick Fury decides to use it to call
Yeah,
Carol. So yeah, there's a lot of things like that. So that's kind of like my thing with Captain Marvel 1. It's like it like literally if you take it out, it fixes like a lot of the world building problems, and that's really the biggest problem when you do prequel movies in general. But it's set like in the middle of a very specific timeline that is already there, so it's just
Yeah.
there was better ways to do this.
Jeez.
Still think they should have said
Uh,
it during the blip. I
yeah, to be honest,
I think
it's
that would
yeah,
at least fix most of the problems.
yeah,
yeah,
it's just
or have it in a way that like that wouldn't involve Earth at all, or like if it has to be if you're going to involve Earth, like have it like minimal. I think one of my ideas was like maybe um she could like if we go like if we had Carol, if we had the Captain Marvel, we'd be like only on Earth and we know about her. Then like she gets kidnapped and like maybe no one knew about it. She goes in space, but then like she could be like a missing persons on Earth, but she's in space. So that way, when she drops by, when she comes back, it'd be more.
uh,
Um, I guess I. My brain says organic in a way, but I get you really have to rework the movie if you want to go that route.
Right.
yeah. To be
Like she
honest,
could be like it could be like the Lost Avenger or something.
yeah,
Maybe.
it's yeah. To be honest, they should really hire some better writers for Captain Marvel. That actually fixes a lot. It actually, I don't know. It's actually fucked from day one because they also make it to set up WandaVision. Yeah,
Yeah.
since it's so weird.
No, I mean, I will kind of go more in depth with Monica in particular later in the video. But yeah, as mentioned, this is kind of like your semi sequel to those two shows, that and Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
Um,
it's oh my god. Yeah,
and
we might.
I guess with that we can kind of get started on the Marvels plot.
Yeah.
"Quote
So
unquote" plot.
Oh my god. Yeah. Jesus.
Look at that face.
Okay, so Ashton as Darban.
yes, so
Okay, she's not really.
basically we start off with Darben finding a bangle on
Uh,
this moon-like thing,
and
and apparently there's only two of these in the universe,
fuck
and the second one is with
god.
our good old Kamala Khan. But
Yeah, it's okay. So this is already started one question. So I don't know what to say. It's like so Darba expected to find two of them because the other one is supposed to be next to it. And then I was like, my question is, how did it get to Earth if that's the case? If they're just keeping this moon?
Um, I think my main thing with this, like obviously, like because this is I guess this is like the only thing that was a kind of tied to Ronan the Accuser. She has like a hammer and all that stuff. I don't know
So
how
is
it's.
it was it his hammer or is it just a
Yeah,
random
I
hammer?
think it's a new one,
Yeah, it's what the well actually it's such a weird thing.
which is weird because like it's they. I think Carol calls it like the universe stick or something,
Yeah,
but it's like
yeah,
Universal weapon.
the
yeah,
universal weapon, which
yeah. She must be
I guess
overloading it with energy from her space hammer. It's called universal weapon. What a
and then
shit
it's like
name.
with like Ronan had
Yeah.
something similar to that, so it's like I guess
Wait,
there's
but
two universal weapons, and I don't know. It seems
I
like something
don't
we
know.
only have one
Also,
of.
by the way, the Ronin one that got destroyed by a rocket launcher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god. I
So how do you get that? Not explained.
not explained. Um,
yeah.
so she has this thing now.
And
She
she's yeah, she's mad she didn't got it. She didn't find another one, and she opens a jump point. I don't know, whatever.
yeah. So we're kind of
Rough.
we're kind of at a rough start right now.
And yeah, also
And it gets worse.
yeah, and Saul Ashton said, "What do you guys think of Saul Ashton as Bard Dan?"
She's
Is
a
that
good
the
actress. This is just not
yeah?
a role for her.
Yeah, I was like, when I saw her in the role, I was like, no, you're not good in it. I'm sorry. I mean, I
Yeah.
seen you. Yeah, I seen you in Doctor Who. I mean, to be honest, you're better in Doctor Who than this one.
Oh, she was in
And
Doctor
you're
Who.
yeah, in one episode, like what's it called, Into the Dalek. She plays a soldier, and with not really much to act with. And it's like, okay, you're better in Doctor Who.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I know she I guess tried here, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely you need to maybe if maybe the script was better and maybe they cared, maybe she could
yeah,
have maybe not like great, maybe a decent villain because there are things about this character that are interesting at least. Like I mean,
uh,
obviously it's a mess, but
yeah.
like you could have had something here.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Her, uh, her
yeah. All
husband.
her scenes, yeah.
Loki.
I'm just gonna summarize it. Just like because all her scenes are like she just wanna fuck someone.
Well, that's something, I guess.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if you know the comics, you know that maybe Red can take it here.
Uh, well, um, I I'm not sure which one you meant. Her character or the bracelet itself.
Her character in the comics.
Oh, well, it's
Yeah,
just basically Darben is a guy, but
yeah,
I mean, but he only has like 2 appearances, so it doesn't really. It's pretty much an OC
yeah,
for this. So
yeah. It's so. Also, she got
we'll
cast
talk
because
about that. We'll talk about the Bengals
yeah,
later when we get to Kamala.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, because one more thing is apparently she got cast because she wears a Halloween uniform of what Carol or something, Wanda.
yeah, Carol.
Yeah, it's like, that's how she got cast. Wow.
Um, then again, her husband is Loki, so
Yeah, I guess.
and they just
Oh,
had
that was
a
a
kid
mighty
earlier
have
this year, I
fallen.
think. So congratulations for that.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So Loki, not Loki. Uh, Darben has the bangle.
Oh no.
She needs it for something related to her home planet, which it's a bit of a mystery right now. So why don't we go to the next part where you know it, we start
She
off like setting up our trio.
yeah.
Miss
So
Marvel is like daydreaming about Captain Marvel.
Which I
Um,
really like the animation in that scene.
yeah,
yeah,
I'm fine with it. It's like if it's like how it started in the first episode of Miss Marvel.
and it
Yeah.
never comes back.
No, and that's what's frustrating. I really wished it was throughout the movie. Like or like maybe like little tiny like out when we're in her head or imagination, like we had those little animations throughout. they kind of dropped the ball in the show too. They had like I think the first 3 episodes where they used her imagination or like how they used the environment around to make like how they use the text messages in the show, like it's like part of like
Yeah.
and install like the lights in the shop or something like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't just stopped when they started doing the
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah, I
So-
actually heard the interview. I actually heard the directors just like if they are the ones who actually in charge of the entire show with directing it, they will actually continue this. But unfortunately, the directors, which they directed Bad Boys for Life and the canceled Bad Girls movie,
Right.
only directed the first and the last episode.
Which is odd because like they're highlighted as like the guys
Yeah.
for the show.
And they actually just like it's kind of weird because in that interview it's like they keep asking, wait, what the fuck happened afterwards? What happened to Spider-Man and stuff? It's like, and then they keep asking Feige, and Feige is like, no, shut up, do your job.
Yeah,
but this is important. It's important for the universe.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about Feige in particular.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Also, we'll save that for later. So yeah, you got Kamala daydreaming. You got Monica is helping Fury outside in the outside the sword. Outer stuff like repairs, and then Carol is like kind of reflecting back on specific memories from Captain Marvel 1, including some new ones that we'll get to.
And also, I want to add, at least for actually for Monica first. So like we see her in space, and
Right.
she's working on the, I think it was the Saber space station, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from what we know, at least from WandaVision, her powers, she can, when she went through the hex, she got it's kind of up in the air what her powers were, but she can see light. She did when Wanda put her up in the air, she did like a slam with her power, like
And
with her hands, like when we got dropped from the sky, and like the powers protected her somehow. And when she stupidly used her body to
block
protect,
bullets.
to block bullets, and they made like this go through it thing. That was weird. Oh, and also she saw the energy of Agatha's necklace around Ralph Boner's neck.
Right.
Oh, there's one more thing. She actually see the bullet flying across her.
Oh.
Yeah, this will come back in this movie. Don't worry.
So that I think I just summarized what she can do. When we see her now and the space station, she can somehow it was like use her powers to wield
like basically a spark of electricity.
Yeah.
So
that's new.
For Monica in the comics, Monica Rambeau, her powers are based around light. So she has like a lot of these kinds of abilities. So I don't necessarily mind them like kind of utilizing some of her abilities. Obviously when you have like something like as abstract as light and then finding powers like related to light, you kind of have to go along it while also like making her learn via the over the course of time. Especially I can assume that WandaVision and the Marvels has a time gap between it, so that she can at least like find her limits, that kind of thing, which it's unfortunate because like previous superhero movies used to like at least do the testing her limits thing. Like
what they did? Whoa!
I think the most recent one is now Shazam, which that was back in 2018.
Actually, I think it's 2019. I think
2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that Spider-Man 1 like montage training thing. Like you just don't see that anymore. Like testing your limits.
To be fair, but it's
hard because like it's powers of light. So it's like how do you
Yeah. To be
really
fair,
do
the
that?
last time we seen is that is in Miss Marvel episode 2. She has its
Yeah,
own
that's
montage.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I forgot about that show.
Yeah, it's fucking okay, but we will come back
But
to
yeah,
that show. But we have a lot to
okay.
reference. Oh my
Right.
god. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, with the little hand spark stuff, I mean, it's like I could take it for what it is. But yeah, I can also understand, from WandaVision to the Marvels. My only thing I could probably say is just she probably figured out she could do that between the time. That's all I can really comment for that.
That's fair. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then Carol, she's going through some memories of the first film, and then also we have some new memories that will be expanded on later in the movie.
So from that scene,
Uh,
did she why was she going through her memories? I thought she remembered everything by the end of the first movie.
so weird because she said she still have some she doesn't remember or some shit.
She said
Wow,
there were some gaps in her memory, and then like for
Yeah.
others,
That
it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
To
kind
be
of
honest.
like
Yeah.
that seems like something to explore.
yeah.
To be honest, I found it so weird because they literally just replaced stuff from Captain Marvel. It's like, what the fuck? I've seen that movie already. Can we just move on? Oh,
Yeah, and I think have in my notes. Even though she like now what she goes to her memory, she never mentions anyone that she would know on Earth. I guess, or um, there was a I mean, this is like completely like this is just like extra material, but there was a prequel book that showed her life during the Air Force and where she had these where she met Maria and had all these friends at the Air Force Academy, which never was mentioned in the movie, obviously, because these things
yeah.
are just kind of up in the air. And here we go. She never mentions like she had any friends or mentions her family, which we know she has a dad and a mom and a brother. She never
Yeah.
mentions them. So are those part of the gap memory? It's never explained.
I got yes.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I don't know. Do you guys remember? It's like, but there's a stronger memory pod thing in Secret Invasion. They can actually steal all your memories at once. Like, what? It's like the technology here is so even weaker.
Yeah, right. The headband thingy that
Yeah.
she has with her. It's like in Secret Invasions they used a similar thing, but it's much more powerful. Like it can actually access the entire lifespan of the person
And
in terms of their memory.
yeah, it's fucking insane.
This one I feel I like Carol's one better. Like if I had to pick one or the other, but that's
Yeah.
Secret Invasions is another beast to talk about
Yeah,
later.
but yeah, it's like to be fair, it's unfortunate because she just used worse technology for, even though scrolls apparently have more, stronger. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We gonna reference Secret Invasion. No worries. Holy shit.
Yeah, so basically Carol is kind of like, kind of feeling some aftermaths of the thing that happened. And then she has like a conversation with Nick Fury. Nick Fury asked her to take a look at this particular area. There seemed to be a disturbance in the force or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
so she flies out.
But one more
I-
thing before. Funny that Nick Fury doesn't mention Talos' death to Carol.
Yeah. And also, do you guys remember in the ending of Secret Invasion, he brings his wife to the space station?
Yeah,
What the
where'd she go?
Yeah, he doesn't seem that concerned when even. Okay, we'll get to
This
that
is
later.
why you let your directors know certain things, Feige. Stop doing this bullshit. You make them look
Yeah.
bad on purpose.
No, we gotta keep going. Just keep during projects. We gotta keep going.
Also, Feige also never mentioned that the scrolls in Earth are trying to get genocide to Carol. My
Scrolls are
God.
dying on the planet. Innocent people are dying too because people think that someone might be a scroll, but it was actually not. but then you're kind of like given a pass because like, oh, I thought I was killing a scroll because the president said it was okay. Which, to be fair, that seems pretty realistic, honestly. That paranoia and all this, but like again, that's like the show is just bizarre. Um, but yeah. So that there's a lot of things that are not being referenced from Secret Invasion from Nick Fury.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised at all that that was the case.
yeah. That's gonna just get. This is gonna fuck over this movie. You have no worries.
Yeah. So Carol goes to that area that Nick Fury told her about. Um, so basically, what she sees is a jump point, but it's apparently leaking. I
And
think that's what he said. It was like a leaking jump
oh
point.
my god. Okay, so first issue. So
And
the
then
start.
Monica also sees something too,
Yeah, jump points.
which is another jump point as well.
Okay, so first question: why the fuck did Darben open the jump point so close to Monica and Carol? Or it's just a really big contrivance.
But like, I mean, so I guess we should probably continue on with what happened. So basically, what happens is that Carol and Monica are both reaching out with their hand to touch the jump point at the
And
same
like
time.
What
like
and
At the
also
same
have
time,
a
and Miss Marvel's uh
bangle.
bracelet is like
Yeah.
glowing.
yeah,
So they
uh,
all basically touch, and then it immediately, well, first off, there's a few things. So first off, for Monica, she's already had this experience with touching
Yeah.
a random whizzy thingy field. You probably shouldn't touch that.
Yeah.
Something
Why
bad
don't
might
you
happen.
learn?
yeah,
Learn your lesson.
and
Like,
second,
Carol, they talked about it. It was like, okay, but it's still stupid. And then, but ignoring that, it's like first they both touch at the same time.
yeah,
That's one, and
and
then two, they switch. But the way they switch is basically, Monica ends up where Carol is, which is in space. So
yeah,
I guess this is how Monica learns that she can breathe in space. Because I know in the comics she can breathe in space, whereas like here I can assume she's wearing a suit because she doesn't know that yet. But it turns out it was actually necessary for her to wear a suit because
I don't know because
Kamala gets inside
yeah,
Monica's suit.
I don't know where to begin because it's like so many problems at once. It's unloading
Yes.
my. Yeah. Also, like, why the fuck? Yeah. It was like, if also Monica has no knowledge of what the fuck a jump point is. Why would you investigate?
yeah. If you remember in the movie, I think she just floats out there just to check out. And Fury advises her to come back, and she just goes out
Yeah.
there.
I mean, it's like Fury should not just like, hey, come back. It's like, no, pull her back. Holy shit.
I think they also have spaceships, so they could have brought her back. They just
Uh,
didn't for some reason.
yeah. Also, also the line behind her. It's like, just pull the line.
Also,
Just pull
why
the
is this
back.
jump point like near Earth either? Like
It's
it's
so
just there.
contrived. Yeah, bar then opens it, I guess. What? Just
With
yeah.
I think to be fair, there was jump points on Earth in the first movie when the Kree arrived.
So I guess that's my thing about jump points in general. It's like I guess it leaves a hole um afterwards, which
Uh,
so my only thing is like, so this is going to be relevant later in the movie because Darben will be using the jump point holes for
so,
certain things that she wants to steal,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh
basically.
Oh
yes.
my god.
So I guess like just for right now, it's like with little context, it's like, so these jump points causes like holes, like leftovers from from a ship jumping from another point to another point. So I feel like that's just like kind of, I feel like that's like kind of a silly thing to do because like why does it have to make a hole in the space? Uh, I, it's I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But basically, like there's like a hexagonal hole between these areas in space, and but like we will see later that this can actually like
Suck
tear
things. Suck
can
things.
it can
Yeah.
suck things. It could tear things apart. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to
but
that. Holy
but
shit.
yeah. So
Um.
you know, Carol ends
Oh
up
yeah. Oh, by the way,
Carol ends up in Kamala's house, which
oh
is
fuck, we
the
have to reference Miss Marvel now, right now.
yeah. Carol
So
ends up in Miss Marvel's room,
yeah.
which is the mid-credit scene in that
Yeah.
show.
Oh my god. Yeah. Also yeah. What do I say about this? So this is directed by the director of this movie in Miss Marvel. They just throw that in Miss Marvel to set up this movie. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And this actually confuses me already. It's like first off, how the fuck did okay? That's actually more of previous points. So in the show, Miss Kamala said is the only one who can use this because apparently she has mutant genes.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah. And Darban can use this as well. And actually use it
But
better
she's
than
not
her.
a mutant though, so
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
yeah, use it better than her. She can just like use it and just like, okay, I can open jump points now. And Kamala has to train for fucks, has to like understand how to use this and just keep training in order to just to to get a grip on it.
so the bangle is so confusing because you have the clandestines using the bangle as well.
Yeah,
Basically they
they
can't handle it, but Kamala can.
and also
And it gets
dude,
it's even worse like later in this movie,
yeah,
with how the
and
bangle works with other people versus Kamala.
yeah, we'll get to that because I was so utterly baffled by it. Just every single sentence.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically only these three move. My first question was, why isn't Darben entangled either? Because she has a bangle too. Why does Kamala's do that, but Darben doesn't? I think it'd be funnier, honestly, if all four of them were entangled like that.
Yeah, that'd be
Especially like
interesting.
in terms of like a comedic sense, and then also like I think that it just like at least connects Kamala and Darben together, which is I think that's what they were trying to do. But the problem is like I feel like with Darben, she's just so like away from everybody else that like when they all meet up eventually, it's kind of like who cares? Which I mean, it still is that to be fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like so yeah, these three move. So I have more questions like why does Carol and Monica touching a leaking jump point cause this entanglement to happen with Kamala's
Bango.
bangle. So
Yeah.
Reasons.
yeah.
I don't know. It's so yeah.
And yeah, so the thing is like okay, and the main thing I wanted to get at, we knew this premise before the trailers came out, and it was always a stupid idea. Having
At least the way it's executed.
yeah.
Because you could have done something with the switching places. You just need to do it. Obviously not this, but
Yeah, so I think my thing is like I think switching places is a fun concept, and it's also like a like when you're using your powers, like you got to be careful because if you use your powers, you switch places. I think I
Yeah.
think it would be better if it's two people. I think it's a lot.
Uh
I think with
yeah.
three people, it became way too convoluted.
It's weird
Um,
because yeah,
and not to mention like it's three people where two of them touch like this leaking jump point, and then one of them it just has a bangle, but she's somehow connected to the leaking jump
uh,
points. So I don't know.
also by the way, I'm just gonna say that outright because the switching thing is extremely arbitrary in this movie.
Yeah,
Characters don't
it's
even give a
super
shit.
inconsistent.
Yeah,
yeah,
characters won't give a shit about it at a certain moments. It's just whatever the fuck the writers wanted to.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then we will. I
and
mean, we're kind of like touching the subject right now. So Kamala ends up in Monica's suit. So, well, my first issue was like the suit is only there so that when Kamala gets in there, she doesn't die in the middle of space. That's the only reason why the suit is out there. Otherwise, my other question is like, why doesn't the suit teleport with Monica when she goes to Carol's place?
yeah,
Like, why does Kamala have to, teleport
Oh wait,
inside the
yeah.
suit?
It even showed later in actually in a few scenes that you can when the teleport when
y-
when Kamala gets on the Kree place, she has Goose, so you can teleport things with you.
yeah. Also, yes, and then
Yeah,
also,
she takes Goose with her. Yeah, that's
and
true.
yeah, that's also Kamala so happens to get launched in front of Fury.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be fair, I guess that I mean she ends up in the suit, which is already the problem. Then
Yeah,
like obviously she's tumbling backwards, and then ends up. I mean, it's
yeah,
good she didn't go forward when
yeah.
she teleported
Also,
in.
also in other places of space, space is so big. It's like, gee, this is not a straight line. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. so that's mainly the thing here. Um.
Oh my God.
So
We're not. How many? How we're just 10 minutes in. It's like fuck me.
yeah, this is very early in. Um.
It's only uphill from here.
So yes, as we said, it is very inconsistent when it says like it works when we use our powers, but like the thing is like with Kamala, it's like she does like platforming stuff uh with her lights. You have Monica essentially using her electric hand stuff. Like these are tiny things, or like Carol flying.
Yeah,
But the thing is like
that really
these don't count as the power that causes them to switch.
yeah, that's what confused me. I remember when I watched the movie and they said they were tailored by it and they couldn't use their powers, and I see Carol flying. Like I was like, "You're using your powers." I think that would count, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A
And
lot
then
of
it's like,
times.
and the problem is like, it's not when they do like, so it seemed like whenever they use their laser power is when they switch. But the thing is like, that's not even true either.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because
I'm pretty sure I remember in the movie they use their laser power and they don't switch.
Yeah. They
yeah,
just
like
just
especially with Carol.
they just need to flick their. All they need to do is just flick their hand and they switch. Like holy shit. Like the
Yeah,
rock. Yeah.
it's like that's kind of like what I meant. Like this premise is always like what I found it dumb was like mainly because like it
No
is
one.
really difficult to consistently make sure every time the power is used that they switch places. One, it's annoying. I understand that very well. It is very annoying to keep that in mind
But
that
that's what.
every time they
Yeah.
use their but that's why you don't write it like that.
And that and you got paid to write. Even if you're dead, you got paid to do that.
And yeah, this is
Jeez.
it's a very lame way also to get the three characters together. Um
Yeah.
I know they really wanted that. I just feel like they should have considered a different option.
Yeah. So that's
But yeah.
Jesus. So Carol meets Kamal's family.
Well, one thing before that, so they do have a fight in quotations. Basically the Kree soldiers that work for Darben. They're fighting Carol, but Carol is like using her powers, and then that makes her go back to um the well. So there was like some stuff like where she's carrying people to the teleported place.
yeah.
So that's why you have like two Kree people in
Yeah.
Kamala's house. You have some Kree people going into the sword base
And
to fight with
us
Nick Fury.
and
Yeah,
the Kree people just never just like wait, what the fuck happened? It's like they just go for the kill immediately.
That would have been interesting if they actually were aware of their surroundings.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
and
wait,
like I think that the major thing is like they still continue to fight like Monica, Kamala. Like they continue the fight like as if nothing really happened. I mean, I guess you got like one like what the, and then that's it. They just continue fighting
and then they
as if
just
like this is not weird.
yeah, and then it's like they're just trying to murder Kamala's family. It's like holy shit, what happened?
And
I'll
then
give
like
I'll give the first movie at least when in the first movie at least Carol when she got stuck on Earth tried to call command and not like when she's in a strange place she at least tried to get back with her people and when she was with the Kree these people just kept fighting.
Yeah,
yeah, and then like my other thing was like Goose. Well, one is like so Kamala and Monica are kind of like in the rooms with Goose, but Goose like trusts them like
uh, yeah,
and like
and
I don't know.
also it's like all of them have doesn't have uses actually why don't they use guns? I mean, there's only like one time they just throw a gun at Nick Fury. Just like, wait, what the fuck do we just use that gun?
Because guns are boring.
Oh my! And they just use spears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Uh.
you kind of this is just like kind of like the power switching stuff. Some of them do catch on that like our power is causing me to go somewhere else. Even if they can't see each other at this point in time.
Uh.
Well, at least like Carol does try switching up her fighting tactics with regards to using her super strength and stuff like that. Which I guess like props for that, but obviously like she doesn't always remember that, which is also fair because like when you have all these powers, like you'll probably just try to use it again. And then Kamala is like younger, so like I can understand why she doesn't get that. She isn't realizing that. I suppose Monica. Well, and also to be fair, sometimes they're switching because like somebody else did it.
Uh.
Like
Yeah.
uh, like somebody else did the power thingy, and then they just switch because of that somebody else's like choice. Like maybe they weren't using their powers, but somebody else did, so that's why they have to switch
Uh.
according to that. So again, but this is like that's what I'm saying. This is a very difficult thing to write,
Yeah.
to legitimately make it work. So it was a big challenge to begin with.
Dude, yeah, I just couldn't believe what even happened anymore. It's like the scroll just the Kree just kills innocent because reasons, I guess. And of course, I mean to be fair, I do like some things like about the Kamala family. Just like after she switches back with Carol, it's like okay, that's quite funny. Okay, that's some legit good reactions from Kamala's family, and they try to fight help Kamala save Kamala. Just like yeah, they won't abandon her.
Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit. I like also if reactions. I like Kamala's reaction when she got into the spacesuit and was reacting to seeing Nick Fury when she was in space. It's kind of like because honestly she's a fangirl and sees Nick Fury, she's like, "Oh, sweet, it's Nick Fury," and it's kind of
Just
like the
just a test.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was kind of fun.
that's fair.
Uh, yeah, jeez.
Yeah. So
Uh,
basically all that. Once the Kree are defeated, in a sense,
Hooray!
Monica and Fury goes down to Earth to Kamala. So apparently they have this iPad that keeps track of every super being on
my
the
God.
planet, which will be relevant later in the movie. But so
Yeah.
Hmm.
so they meet Kamala and her family. They kind of explain that there's some kind of entanglement that seems to be happening whenever they use their powers. So that is what they're trying to figure out. Obviously, with Kamala is like obviously freaking out that like Carol Danvers was in her house to begin with. That she's not really hearing anything that's happening, which is fair as well. So she does use her power when told not to, and then Carol ends up in the living room. Um, and yeah, you I guess like that's something that we kind of had missed. Obviously with Monica, she hasn't been happy with her aunt Carol, because
Yeah.
she never really came back to see her. And
Well,
then
we'll
we do
find
get a
out.
reason why,
Oh
but that's like
yeah, we'll
later
talk
in the
about
movie.
it.
And then what? Yeah. So Carol does. Oh, and then Carol just like it's like, and then Carol decided to just fly up in the air afterwards.
Oh yeah, that's really responsible.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
If you fly up in the air, you gotta switch powers, and you just gonna cause like Kamala or Monica to just fall down like this.
like that. So that's what
Yeah.
happens. She tries to fly super fast, and that causes Kamala to fall. So here's my first problem. Kamala switched with Carol in the first place. So wouldn't Monica be the one up there?
Uh,
No.
Because they're supposed to be rotating in a triangle, right? So
yeah.
Kamala switched with Carol in the first place. So that would mean this time Monica should be the one falling from the sky, which is still not good, but like I don't think
Well,
it makes
this,
sense for
well, you see, yeah.
obviously
Well,
the
you see, we
tension
need
is
to,
supposed to
yeah,
be because Kamala can't fly.
and we need to set up a joke here.
Yeah, and
Black girl magic.
and then they fuck off. It's like yeah, basically Nick Fury just bully Monica to just fly up. Instead of just
Yeah,
like, oh,
like come on, like why would you
It's
pay
like
Sam
I don't
Jackson
know
to
how
say
to I don't know
that?
how to do that yet. It's like
yeah, it's like
figure it out.
So it's-
Okay, I
that
guess I will.
that kind of has heavy implications. Does that mean that we can just do that with anybody in this universe?
I
Just
mean, it's
say,
like, I mean, all he has to say is like, I'm sorry, you have to figure it out now because if you don't, she's gonna die. It's like at least that would be something. I was like, and then he's like,
yeah.
he was like black girl magic. It's like fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monica
Uh,
starts to fly. It's
She
not going
flies
well, which
now.
is
She flies now.
yeah. So
right.
she starts flying. It's not very clean because she just started to do it.
So
But then like
they
it got to a point where they're getting so close to the ground. Kamala's using her hard light to slow the impact.
also they should
But
be keep switching.
that's not really working.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
which
They
they should
should.
be switching. They should be switching. They should be
Yes.
switching. But that's not happening until they are so close to hitting the ground. And then just before they hit the ground, Carol is swapped there. And both Monica and Kamala end up where Carol was in the scroll.
Which no,
Base.
the impact of
Kree
Kamala,
base.
the impact of Kamala and Monica should still be there. The force just don't suddenly disappeared.
Nah, it's all good.
It's like
Yeah,
what?
and then what's even funnier is like, so the reason why Kamala was falling from space onto Earth is because like Carol was trying to fly super fast to Tarnak. But then like, Kamala and Monica end up on Tarnak, and then Carol has to fly super fast again to get to Tarnak, but that doesn't trigger because like you realize like what I'm saying is like she had to fly super fast to go to the planet that she was supposed to be at. But
Yeah.
but then like obviously like Monica and Kamala get in a fight with the Kree again, and then Carol has to come in, like maybe like
Oh wait,
2 minutes
beforehand.
after, like 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
So
We should
that means
talk.
she would fly super fast to get there. The
Yeah.
flying super fast is what made Kamala fall from the sky in the first place.
By
That's
the
what
way,
I'm saying.
yeah. So actually before that,
It's super inconsistent.
there's something about Bardan and the scroll stuff.
Yeah, that's they had a little meeting.
Mhm.
And they were like, so because at the end of Secret Invasion, it's like Kree cut a deal for the scrolls, so they just like they can leave.
It's basically a bad version of Palpatine.
Yeah. Oh, so I was like, yeah, they just I don't know what happened really. It's like
It's like we we want the Skrulls to live in peace. So
yeah.
why don't we do that? Okay, I got, and the Skrulls like, yeah, I guess that is
Okay,
true.
so
I do want peace. So
so Darbrand just like, okay, maybe I would just help them. I was like, okay, this she might be more nuanced. She might have some nuance. We'll wait for that. Okay.
yeah.
So,
if
they-
only.
Yeah, so So Kamala and Monica switch places, and Darben just looks at them. Okay, and was like, and they are looking at straight into Kamala. I was like, motherfucker, do you not notice what is on her arm?
No.
Yeah,
Got
look
away.
at the
But then like
yeah,
Kamala notices her arm, but she doesn't notice
Yeah,
Kamala.
there's like a gap of time where she doesn't cover her arm.
and then she just gave a
Yeah,
speech.
and
It's
then like once Kamala
like,
figures out that she's wearing a similar bangle, then she covers her own. I don't know.
yeah, it's like no guard no guard
It's a
sees
good thing
that.
she was wearing long sleeves that day.
Yeah. Also, no
Yeah.
guard sees that, and just they just the bar then just didn't say like, okay, search everything on them and stuff. He's like, I just don't know what happened. Just moron.
Yeah, and again, we are still going to talk about the band ending up on Earth in the first place from Miss Marvel. But we'll get to that.
God.
Yeah, so Carol does end up there. She tries to.
Oh, hello. How'd you get here so fast?
Yeah.
She got here
and,
so fast. It didn't trigger anybody to teleport away.
and
Yeah.
But no,
also
so all three, the gang's all here.
Hooray.
and so of course
and-
anyone fights they just didn't trigger any powers.
She
Very-
tries to fight. She tries to fight Darben, but like when she puts her charged up hand on the bangle, it kind of sucks her energy basically.
I remember.
it's
I remember she had
one of those. It's one of those kinds of superpowers, like where
Yeah. It's
I'm
I
like
also
a
remember in
I'm
that
like a
scene.
parasite.
which
I-
is
sorry.
You can go first. Sorry.
I was saying. I remember Darben has like a funny grin. I remember in that scene when she sucks the powers. It's kind of like a silly grin. I got a chuckle. It was like,
And so yeah, that's good. So what I have issue is so the bangle can absorb power, right? In Miss Marvel episode 6, the Cameron we'll reference him again.
Cameron,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll reference him again but he is like he also has seen the light powers. Like why can't Kamala absorb those with the bangle?
Plot.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like yeah, it's a fucking contradiction, Jesus. And also by the way,
the bangle has some new powers.
which yeah,
Which
breaks a
is
lot of
wild because like one of the powers is time travel. So
oh no.
Okay, and they add a lot of it on top of it. Also, by the way, Kamala fights the Kree in hand to hand combat, and when
It makes sense.
my God,
so
And
yeah.
also when
yeah.
also I guess when she hits the bangle, she doesn't go back in time. I think. Is it that wasn't that you have to hit it physically or like
you have to hit
I
because
think
some
the
because
clandestine lady, she
She got that knife
she
thing.
pokes it with a spear, and then
Yeah.
that triggered the time travel.
and the what the fuck was what the fuck is her name again? It's like Amani's. So Kamala's grandmother.
yeah,
I think it's
Has to put a
Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha put a spell on it. I don't understand. She put a spell that can use it for time travel. And it's actually it's in a language. It's not Cree language. It's a different it's some language.
it's like I think it's Arabic, but
yeah,
it's like
Arabic.
because
What
it has its own Cree language on it already, but then it also has Arabic on it too.
Somehow. I
Yeah,
don't know.
which
Yeah, we'll get to that.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and now-
basically they're on this Tarnak planet, which basically this is one of the old Kree refugee planets that Carol provided for Skrulls, to kind of like live in this area, amongst those with the Kree that are there, at least the good ones for her. So, but basically what happens, Darben is telling Carol and crew that, we need something from this planet. What do we need? We need air. We need the air from this planet.
How do you
I think it
steal
was air.
air?
Um,
Yeah. How did
yeah,
they steal air? Also, this
yeah.
is weather.
So
No?
so how?
Yeah.
So here's I'll answer you, Unity. So basically, what they do is um the charged up energy that Darben got from Carol. She uses that to hit her hammer onto it, and it shoots one of those classic 2012 uh sky beam lasers. And it
Woo-wee.
basically creates a kind of tornado kind of thing, but it's basically what's happening. It is sucking up the air of that
Air.
planet.
Jesus.
Um, we'll explain where it's going in a bit, but yeah. So basically, she can create a jump point that can siphon the air from a planet to go somewhere else. Um,
Oh my god. That's how she's gonna save her planet.
It's
so yeah.
brilliant.
So first off, this bangle, I think the first issue we need to cover is like this bangle can create a jump point. That's one. And two, it can siphon out resources that you want it to suck out, basically, from another planet. So I'm just saying, my point in saying that is because Kamala owns one of these things.
And none of those
Um,
were triggered at all.
None of those were triggered.
I
Um,
yeah,
I don't know,
I guess they need a fucking universal weapon to hit it, I guess. I don't fucking know.
maybe.
Yeah. And this is physically impossible to even how do you steal air and put it into another planet?
Maybe the thing is like maybe it's because it's a Kree relic, so it's like maybe the Kree knows that, which is Darwin is. Okay, fine.
Okay, we'll get back to
But
that. Oh my
then
god.
the issue with Kamala's is how did it end up on Earth in the first place? But we'll still get to that later.
Gee, yeah,
Um
because I have every single line. I was like, fuck me.
yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, so you know, you have this conflict here. Kamala,
wait,
Monica
wait,
and
wait. Oh, by
yeah,
the
go
way,
ahead.
do you guys remember like Darben just like, okay, you guys suffer enough, we'll just give you refugees. And then in this scene, it's like, yeah, fuck all you of you. I'll just kill every one of you now.
Hooray!
Yay. It's like, what? It's like Kang from Ant-Man and Quantumania. At one moment, it's like, okay, I'm nice to Janet. It's like, oh, I'm just like, and then it's like, no, 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 I fucking hate her. I just want to kill everything.
Hmm.
And I lied, and I lied, and actually, we gotta make a promise, Scott. If you do this, I'll bring your daughter back. And then it's like, nah, fuck you, I'm not. It was like, wow. Every single time you can do it's like in phase 5. Every single time you do something interesting to the villain, they just say no.
It's like, why is it like the most basic thing? I tricked you, bro. That's like some of the villain motivations. It's just I tricked you. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But
uh,
yeah, like you know, the Marvels, they're trying to their best to save the scrolls. They're getting them on like a getting them on shuttles. But obviously, with the planet being siphoned of its atmosphere, you can't save everybody. Which I will give it points for being honest there, because like it is impossible to save every scroll in this moment. And then even if you do like a heroic sacrifice, like you know, like maybe Carol or one of the other Marvels, they sacrifice themselves to save all this. It's impossible. Like I think it's completely fair for Carol to make that choice. Like to Kamala, it's like we gotta save what we can, even if it sucks. It would kill the other scrolls that were left over. Because like again, this it's the thing. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but it's like I think it's fair. Like that there was like a you couldn't save every scroll that was on that planet because it's impossible to do that with
Yeah.
with how high that stake is. Like my atmosphere is disappearing from this planet. I can't really do anything um that can like solve this problem. That I
Yeah.
mean that's
uh,
real, I guess.
Yes, and then so yeah, this is interesting conflict. Do you know what does the movie do with it?
It glosses over it, sort
Yep,
of.
Yeah,
come on.
yeah, it had Kamala trying
It's
to
like,
help the skulls.
and there's like, yeah, it's like this is so reshoot. This is like, yeah, this is clearly a reshoot. It's so shuffle over.
But yes, so they only got to save a
A
ship's
ship of
worth
them.
of a ship full of scrolls. Just one ship.
Yeah,
I thought there was at least two or three that went out.
yeah,
I know it's like not
I
the
think
whole
one
planet
got
was.
sucked over the portal.
yeah. And also, by the way, is this
Oh,
the all the
some of them were destroying because of the portal. Yeah.
Yeah,
by the way, is this all the scrolls left? Because there's like what less than 100.
yeah. Like, what
But the
is
thing
there
is,
any
like
more
the
on the
Emperor
other
character
planet?
says, we're still scattered across the universe. So there still
What?
should be more out there.
But Talos said he called everyone to came to Earth in secret invasion.
Now that's
And
And
this is the problem. There are so many things that contradict Secret Invasion, including the next very next scene.
oh my God,
it's Valkyrie.
where do I
Valkyrie
begin?
returns. I
So
never liked Valkyrie. Let me just
neither do I.
say that.
I liked her in Ragnarok, but she kind of waned as the years went by because I don't know, she didn't, I guess, add much really.
Uh,
Like
uh,
she became the king of Asgard, but really, when not, it wasn't really earned in Endgame. It was just given to her.
oh, by the way, yes. What the fuck do I say?
And I don't remember. I don't even remember what she did in Love and Thunder, but I don't know.
Oh,
Useless.
let's go with Love and Thunder first because this actually breaks Love and Thunder.
This destroys Love and Thunder, which is insane to say because that film destroys everything. But
Yeah, let's go with it. Valkyrie has the Bifrost.
yes,
Yeah.
Valkyrie can Bifrost her way anywhere.
So
Um,
in Love and Thunder, Gore's motivation is to go to the center of the universe, which is not even this shouldn't even be a thing, to make a wish. And in order to do that, he needs the Bifrost.
which Stormbreaker has that magic that can use the Bifrost.
Mm-hmm.
But he attacked that New Asgard first in order to lure Thor in.
Right.
Why the fuck do you even need to do that? Just steal the Bifrost from here. Through Valkyrie.
And then, like, the problem is, like, if you think it's because she's the king of Asgard, then fuck that. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odin
That's-
doesn't do that. Because Odin relied on Heimdall, and obviously Heimdall uses dark magic, and there is nothing that indicates that Valkyrie has dark magic at any point. And then, like, if you want to be very generous and say that, look, my thing is, like, you should have just let her use the axe or something. At least, like, maybe Thor let her borrow it for a second.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
just,
something like that. Because,
just-
like,
yeah.
this is such a dumb thing to put in the movie. Because, like, really the only reason why it's here is to, oh, look, it's Valkyrie. And then
Remember
two,
Valkyrie, everybody? Remember?
Yeah.
I
she was
remember
just in a film
Valkyrie.
like 2 films ago. But okay.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh.
Valkyrie though.
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah, it's like, and then it's like, yeah, she just like,
And then
yeah, I'm
obviously the very easy to delete cheek kiss on Carol.
Which that kind of raises like, oh, they never talked before.
yeah.
So
Which, and like, where did this
now-
come from?
this is
And-
a pre. So this is
And-
kind of explained, like, but it's through fan fiction.
Oh,
Basically, people really wanted Valkyrie's queen to be Carol, and
Jesus.
But they
Bree
never
and
talked
Bree and
before.
Tessa were like kind of hyping that up too.
Yeah.
So
and,
this is like what made it canon, which
my
still I
uh,
but they never talked before.
They never
And
talked before.
okay, yeah, and Valkyrie said this. What the fuck did she say? Oh right. You don't have to do this alone. You have people to help you. Where the
Oh
fuck is that?
yeah, where are
Yeah.
those people?
Yeah.
And
First off,
I don't even remember if she had even had connections with any of those people.
yeah, and also it's
And
like they never talked before. Why the fuck would you say that to her?
then the biggest fuck you to
Oh
Secret Invasion
no! Oh no!
here.
Oh no!
Yeah.
She teleports the remaining scrolls on the ship back to Earth on New Asgard because she is
Why?
cool with having scrolls live in her New Asgard on Earth. And that fucks everything that Secret Invasion
Yeah.
tried to
You
do.
you just signed all these scrolls to die
It's
Yeah.
or
either
potentially
that or
die.
it's either that, but it's like you had a place on Earth that allowed scrolls to live freely.
Yeah. Even
And it's like,
don't get.
I hate New Asgard, like the concept of it. My main reasoning is like I understand that like, Thor is like cool with the Earth people, and I think that's like what kind of validified New Asgard to be a thing. Like, let his remaining people live on this piece of land in on Earth. I understand that, but I think it's very. I mean, there's like some things here, like, I'm not gonna go too deep in the politics, but like, I mean, obviously, like when you have like a alien kind of species on your planet, not everybody's gonna be happy about it. Just from our own political standards of the world today. So it doesn't really make sense to me that like that one like New Asgard is a thing, but like mostly it's like she's so cool with like just putting the scrolls in her town that like everything should be fine now. And it's like no, it that's not how it works.
Yeah, did you miss what has happened in a show or anything? Did it just gloss
Uh.
over you, Valkyrie?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's like, and even Secret Invasion. Don't get me wrong. I think Secret Invasion have a really shaky foundation. It's like, why don't they just bring everyone in New Asgard, even though there's like a million? I mean, the straw man is there's a million of them. They don't have that
Yes.
much places. But
And then
after this movie, they just like, okay, actually we have that much spaces to just bring everyone there. Oh.
yeah. Um
Uh,
it's either it's that, but then it's like, I mean, I'm at least like with Tarnak, like I can assume that like because like obviously this is like a Kree refugee planet from a previous that Carol was familiar with, that she allowed like the Skrulls to live there. I mean, it is a planet though. Like why can't all of them live in that planet? But it's like with I I I really think Secret Invasions and the Marvels were not in any conversation with each other, because there's absolutely no references of like Secret Invasion in this movie, which is
oh yeah.
insane.
Actually, there's one. It's like basically in Secret Invasion, they mention the name of the whatever the fuck the ruler of the Scroll Empire.
Oh,
That's
that's
Oh,
it.
right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Who cares?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
it.
yeah, they, I think,
They
yeah,
named the
at the
name
end
of the
of,
emperor who is a character in this movie. Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I remember yeah, it was at the end of episode 6. They talked about a treaty between the Krees and the Skrulls.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then it didn't go well. So
I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's actually really insane. Like I know we joke about like Marvel and like their lack of communication, but it's so appalling like how the fundamental concept of just the scrolls themselves is not like there's no conversation there, and the show Secret Invasions was about scrolls. How do you not have a conversation between these products? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
it's
And
And
this is
now
so
this
this
is
whole thing with Valkyrie, like she's cool with having scrolls in her new Asgard. Then what's the fuck was the point of Secret Invasion?
but who cares? She gave a kiss.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
And this is
her Bifrost power is like is good enough to transport like
All of
20 scrolls and her. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, but okay, so yeah, this entire scene just fucked over Secret Invasion and For Love and Thunder. Thank you. And I don't even like and I hate both of them.
Yeah.
And it gets worse. Don't worry, we'll get to that.
Oh, joy.
Yay. So what's oh
Um.
yeah
Well, the next slide is not. I don't have a slide related to it, but basically, what happens next is like you kind of have Darben giving her exposition to the people who have been suffering for 30 years.
uh
For some reason.
Which
Um.
actually, as soon as that scene, it actually seemed like obviously everything around it is absurd. I think it's interesting. Like they could have made like a Darben a type of character to help the Kree in a way. You know, like a you really have to restructure everything. But like they introduced a premise where she's stealing resources to help her planet that's dying, you could do stuff with that if you reworked it. I think.
So
Like,
I think so. I think one issue obviously is the jump points. Is
oh
the
yeah,
concept
yeah,
of it
yeah.
is like you are
uh
stealing a resource and like it like basically makes two jump points that can basically teleport air, and then
yeah
we'll see later that it can teleport water,
water and
and then
and
we
the
can see it
sun.
teleport the sun. So it's like
Okay,
between these tall, tiny little jump points that are connected somehow, and it
yeah.
goes across through space and time to go through
Oh
two for the two different planets. So that's obviously I do understand what you're saying. Like you can have a person that is like dealing with a dying planet and they're trying to steal a resource like in
yeah.
that concept. Obviously there needs to be a better method in that, is
Oh yeah.
especially like when you consider jump points are like they used to be like things that like just for ships and that kind of
uh
stuff, like to travel between.
I have I have a problem
Yeah.
with this. It's like, okay, remember Man of Steel? Like General Saw was like, oh my god, you guys are mining planets, so I just got kidnapped them, and
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Man of Steel actually did this better, because at least General Saw was like, kidnap them and just like force them to just abandon what the fuck they're doing. Man of Steel is shit, solid shit, by the way. Bart then
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck is this your plan? Why don't she just in fact just bring everyone to another new planet already?
A
They have
Dar a Darben, where did you get this plan? On a farm?
yeah. Why don't you just move to another planet?
Move to Tarnak,
Yeah.
No.
because that was a Kree planet, right?
Yeah. They don't have air, water, and sun. What the? Why are you living here?
Um. So what we learned though is that this actually is Hala, the planet where the Kree and Carol was from,
Oh
and
wow! Last
basically
time we
what
saw it, it
happened
was like
30
a
years ago.
yeah,
It looked like a city. It looked like
yeah, like a
a
city, a
decent place to
thriving
live,
city.
Yeah.
a
It
thriving
was like
city.
and
But
it
what
actually I wrote in
happened?
my notes. Okay, cool, quick. I
Yeah,
even wrote in my notes. It seemed like an interesting place to explore, but then we never see it again.
yeah.
And then we just
So
and
Yeah.
now it's just here. You're like, what happened? So
yeah,
now,
so right now everything is dark. Everybody is like wearing like masks and stuff like that. So it turns
Uh,
out, and basically Darben has to tell her citizens that should know this after 30 years, that the Annihilator, which is what they've been calling Carol throughout the movie so far. This is because when one day after the events of Captain Marvel 1, she goes back to Hala and destroys
Supreme
the Supreme
Intelligence.
and
Intelligence,
also
which
where was Jean Rog? He was sent back to the planet, and we never see him.
Yeah,
was
It's
he
he
sent
the
back to the planet? I wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's
remember he said Carol said to him, "Tell these people intelligent, I'm gonna end the war" or something like that. And he sends Young Rog back to Hala, but now he's not here. Where'd he go?
I
Is
don't
he like a
know.
prisoner or?
No,
Uh,
as far as we know, he went back to Hala to inform the people.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
you
even
know,
I don't remember.
so if
But
that's the
I
case,
trust you since you watched it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I remember as well.
His absence is very strange.
Yeah, and if Jude Law or Young Rock, whatever fuck I don't remember, it's like came here, came back to the planet. Wasn't there more defenses against Carol?
I
This
don't
she's
know.
yeah
no,
she
just no.
yeah she just casually flies in.
Yeah, so she flies in. She goes to the Supreme Intelligence, which looks more comic accurate now.
And
Yeah.
also, one thing to note: Carol's wearing her helmet for some reason.
Just to just show
Yeah.
she doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
and this was after she got rid of the helmet at the end of Captain Marvel, but now she
uh,
has her helmet back on.
I guess to be fair, they do kind of nanotech it
Yeah.
in that movie as well. It's you know
So
that's okay,
that
I guess. But yeah, she destroys the Supreme Intelligence, which looks comic accurate now. The big green head.
yeah.
Which I mean, I'm not complaining about that, but it's like in Captain Marvel 1, the Supreme Intelligence did not look like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she destroys it, and apparently, what happens is this fuck the entire planet.
Some
Destroying the.
how
Well,
does
first off, it turns off the sun.
Well,
how
yeah. How is that possible?
it
It turned
dries
off the sun. There's no breathable air there. There's
and
no
no.
water. And yeah, and that has been happening for 30 years on the planet. Because of Carol's action of destroying the Supreme Intelligence. Now, I will only give one point is like I do understand a decision to destroy Supreme Intelligence, but if it's this connected to the planet, first off, like I think the first problem is why is the Supreme Intelligence so connected to Hala that it destroys an entire planet? Like what kind of AI is this? Like it's even worse, like it affects the sun. So the
Yeah.
sun that is not supposed to be connected to a planet in the first place.
Yeah.
I can imagine like a thin line that goes into space and it's like goes through the sun, and then like it's like a really thin line. It just like floats into space, and then when the Carol
Yeah.
comes, it just kind of like dies. Like you
Oh
ruined
my.
my connection to the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Um, that this is a thing. And then like obviously Carol has not been able to deal with it, which we do get to learn more about this from her point of view later, so I will talk about that when we get to that. But yeah,
So,
basically for 30 years this has happened on Hala, and we at this point we don't know what Carol did.
And there was a civil war that we never
oh
It
hear.
my.
caused a civil war. It
Yeah, we don't see.
that we don't see. It ruined the planet basically.
Uh,
Which at
oh
this point
yeah.
it's like with no sun, a civil war, no breathable air, which I guess they find a way to bypass that.
Also, do you remember
Um,
Guardians? Fuck, Ronan. I was like, what the fuck? Ronan doesn't give a shit that his planet is dying or some shit.
No.
I just. It's like you have the Infinity
And
Stone.
that
oh right, I
and
forgot. Ronan is in that movie,
yeah.
Yeah.
So that
and then Guardians
whole
1 is it fucks over Guardians 1 with Ronan,
yeah, because how in the world does he have
which is
all that?
difficult because he's not a good villain to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, he's just a petty bitch.
Yeah, like to the
You
point
call
where
me
his planet is
boy.
dying and he doesn't care. Yeah, that was a good catch.
And the way
I
he
completely forgot about Ronan.
and
To
the
be
way he
fair.
talks, he seemed like he have I remember he seems like pride about his species. Like it didn't seem like his planet is in a crisis at all.
Yeah.
So it seemed
Yeah.
like he'd be more desperate, I guess, or at least urgency of maybe trying to save his planet. But the way he talks in the movie, he seems to have this like pride of his
Yeah,
species.
And
Yeah.
this movie, I can't really excuse the not talking to the other
Yeah.
Yeah.
filmmakers, because this one is like, this is affects Guardians 1, and that's something that you don't need conversation between active products. So that one, that one definitely is a personal fuck up. That isn't excusable. Um, yeah, and again, I guess the only thing is like people forget about Ronan because he is forgettable. To be fair,
I mean,
that's my
not
only
to
thing I could say.
not to us though.
Yeah.
We remember everything.
Jesus, we were seeing everything.
So yeah, so this bad thing happened. Carol is responsible, but it just seems like she didn't do anything about it, and that is not a good look. That is not a good look on her.
And yeah,
Um,
so yeah, what the fuck happens? Carol and
so
Monica, yeah.
so basically, we get the Marvels in their ship, kind
Oh
of
no,
like,
beforehand it's Carol and Monica scene.
Oh right, the conversation.
Yeah, it's like it's basically just Monica is like, oh my god, I'm sad that you didn't come back.
yeah, and
And don't worry, they will contradict that in the next scene.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it. Like when we get to it, I have a lot to say, but I'll
but yeah,
just
basically, you get this sort of. Kamala mentions that she saw a star map there when she was there, but like obviously can't remember stars 'cause it's stars. So Carol suggests like, why don't we use our scroll headbands to look through your memories? So that's what they do. The three of them link up and they
So
basically go through the memories and they find the stars, but then Carol goes into Monica's mind
uh
and
which
basically lets she's going through her own mind, but she's letting Kamala and Monica see what she's thinking. And because they
I'm
just
actually
had a conversation
surprised.
about Maria Rambeau.
I'm
oh
actually real quick. I'm actually surprised. Carol did mention, wait, you let a criminal go when you're on Earth or something like that? That seems unnoticed.
and so basically yeah,
Yeah,
so
they talked about Wanda twice, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
but it just seemed like oh well, this happened.
Yeah, I went through a
yay.
witch hex, and that's how I got my powers. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess that's what happened.
Yeah, so
and it made oh yeah,
So
Maria
Maria tells that she's
dying of cancer. Cancer is
dying of
bad,
cancer.
and she wants her to take Ghost with her.
Take Goose with her.
No, because Ghost is with Nick Fury at the end of Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I guess during the 30 years, Nick Fury decides to give Goose to Maria.
Second of all,
That's all I got. But yeah,
Mon and this is fucked up. Monica said, "You never came back." I was like, and then this scene was like, "Oh, Carol did came back."
we just didn't
Yeah,
see Monica.
for some
Wha-
reason.
But then, like,
Why?
so then again, she does sort of explain it in a later scene,
And okay, as a
which is
more
still not enough, really. But she does go back to see Maria,
yeah, and
um,
yeah,
which is her
and
best
I
friend.
assume
I
this
guess it's a
was,
different logic.
and I assume this was during the 5 years.
I think it was during the blip as well.
Yeah, because she has her long hair, um, and I think this would be worse if it was after the 5 years, since she had
Yeah.
more. There was that.
They said Maria died during the blip, so
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
uh,
during the blip.
it's during the
During.
blip, yeah.
Yeah.
jeez, what happened? It's like,
And
holy
then like obviously they kind of continue the memories, and then
and oh, by the
through
way, yeah,
Monica,
Maria
so
never
she's
never.
invading Monica's memories now,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is like
So
basically
yeah,
seeing how she comes back from the blip, and then how Maria
yeah.
died from the cancer.
By the way, but Maria just said, "Oh, I want you to take care of Gus." What the fuck? Do you not care about your own daughter, Monica?
No.
I was like,
Well,
can you
remember,
also?
in the first movie, she went up to space instead of taking care of her daughter.
Yeah,
And then it's like it's also, here's my other issue too. It's like this is during the blip, and it's like this is during a time where they didn't think people would come back to life.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
like you kind of had to accept that Monica was dead, but it's like the way it sounds like Monica will come back. I don't know. It's like the only hope where they the only time they had hope that people will come back was 5 years later, after Endgame. So it's like that means during the 5 years they should believe that they're dead and they're never coming back. I don't know.
yeah,
It's like I feel like that's also bad world building as well. It's because like you kind of have to have the characters believe that these characters won't be coming back, right? If this is the canon of the blip, you should not have hope that the characters are coming back. I mean, I guess maybe one
uh,
or two people could do that,
uh,
um,
yeah.
but
So
obviously it just doesn't seem realistic to me.
I mean,
That's my only comment.
I guess I'll give that one thing. They actually show a scene in during the blip.
That is another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Oh my
something.
god. Yeah. I was like, uh, uh,
Congratulations, the Marvels. You actually provided something that many projects have not.
great.
So yeah, basically this happens. Uh, Monica freaks out because obviously, well, her memories were invaded, so
Yeah.
there's that. But then obviously
Yeah.
they talk about it. Maria died. Kamala, she's giving her a hug, and then she's kind of guiding Carol to give her a hug as well. So they a three-way hug and all that, and that kind of calms things down. And
Yeah. It's
yeah,
nice.
and now they're trying to be friends. Now that this whole entanglement is happening, this
Okay.
moment here, you got Captain Marvel introducing herself to Kamala Khan, and she's super excited. So it's a cute moment.
And
I think
then
this whole
what comes
scene
later?
does have that. But why don't we talk about what you want to talk about, Unity?
The fucking bangle. So
Hooray.
apparently this is a quantum bangle. There's only
Indeed.
2 in the world. Monica doesn't know that. Carol referred it as a Cree myth.
Yes.
What?
My yeah. Somehow this Cree myth thing landed in Kamala, and somehow the clandestines have fucking Cree knowledge.
And also that,
How?
yeah. And
How
why
did
didn't the?
they?
Sorry, go
Yeah.
And
ahead.
as Carol has mentioned, the Kree have a reach through many planets across the universe. So it's just so lucky that it's on Earth out of
And
all the
Yeah.
planets that they've been on.
By the way.
They never came back with a bigger force at all.
Yeah.
And they were
And
there once during Captain Marvel, but they were fighting Carol, but then they went back and
I know
never.
obviously this whole Kree stuff gets worse if you really consider Agents of
yeah.
Shield.
Jesus. Yeah.
No.
From
No,
what
we're
I've
not
learned.
gonna talk about that. Oh, we
Yeah.
never. But yeah, there's every single line baffles me here. So Cree myth. How does the clandestine can use this to track Kamala? Those are beings from another dimension. How would they know? How do they able to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. That's just one. That's just the first sentence. That's always it was fucked over the entire show. What's the second sentence again? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. So this is used to create the jump points.
Yeah, so including Kamala's ability to time travel, which she does tell that to those two.
Yes.
Which
Somehow.
this confused Carol like as
Yeah.
well. It's like you can time travel? Like
And why
Yeah.
can't we use that?
Yeah. Why isn't why do they just use a jump point? Why don't the Kree just use time travel? What the
it
fuck?
was
You
such a
crack time?
yeah, and then obviously we're not talking about Miss Marvel, the show entirely, but like obviously like they said the whole point was to kind of reflect on India or in Pakistan partition and all that stuff. So it's like okay,
Yeah.
why did we have to do it this way? Why did we have to time travel to show
Yeah.
this lesson? Why can't we learn this in history class? Why can't we do a normal? She goes to school, right?
Yeah.
You can
I
have a
can-
history lesson on the partition if you
and
want.
they could have used her imagination sequence for that.
Yeah.
That'd been
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, maybe. So this line. This fucking line. Kree
Yeah.
used this to create jump points. Motherfucker, you cracked the most OP thing in the world. Time travel. Your technology should be skyrocketed like centuries.
And you made 2 of them.
Yeah. Somehow just 2 of them. I was yeah, that's the next line. Um what yeah, there's only 2 quantum bangles in the world. Kree mythology. Why the fuck would there only be 2 of them?
Which, to be fair, if you had more of those things, it'd be even more contrived somehow.
Yeah.
But like, I guess like just to kind of briefly go on the comic side. In the comics, these are called negabands. Which, to be fair, saying that many times in the movie would not be ideal. So I understand changing the name. I don't know why quantum though. You probably like with everything that we do with quantum mania and like quantum. It's like maybe don't call them quantum bands. Call them some other space name. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a nitpick. Um.
Okay, so this
So
is yeah,
basically the nega bands they are Kree inventions in the comics. Like they do have teleporting power, but like that's I mean, and then like there's like enhanced strength and things of that nature. It's like, but they don't do time travel, because that would be stupid. And these are things that like Captain Marvel, the original Captain
yeah.
Marvel, used to use, and then he passed them down to his children,
Uh
Phyla-Vell and
yeah.
Genis-Vell. So it's stuff like that. But it's like I am curious like what really got them to do this for Kamala in general, because like obviously like with because like in the comics, of course, like she's a stretchy person, she's an inhuman, but
Yeah.
I guess like in the MCU they wanted her to be more like Carol and Monica, so that she has more like a hard light power, akin to armor from like one of the mutants, and now in fact she is a mutant in the MCU.
Yeah,
Um,
speaking of which, yeah.
which the mutant thing also hurts more than it helps. Which I think Unity can explain that better.
How the fuck does this mango unlock mutant genes? I this is made to create the jump points, and somehow this also unlocks mutant genes. Why that specifically? Why don't you just give everyone powers? Actually, what the fuck? They just Darkbank can just use powers on her own.
Yeah.
Remember the
Jeez.
X-Men? We need to set up the X-Men.
Yay! I'm happy.
Hooray!
This is just half of the
Yeah.
sentences.
Now they got
Yeah.
I realized we forgot to mention one writer. Now that we're talking about comics and stuff like that, there is
Yeah.
one writer that isn't like properly highlighted. Zeb Wells was another writer for this movie, and for those of you that don't know, good old Zeb Wells, he's very notorious for Spider-Man nowadays. He's created Paul, the very lovable cuck,
Paul.
to Peter
Yeah.
Parker. He also wrote MCU She-Hulk.
No.
Oh, it's
No.
and he's gonna write Marvel Zombies.
And
What?
he's gonna write Marvel Zombies, the animated show that's rated R.
Well, you know is dead.
Yeah.
Most likely. And then he also killed off Kamala Khan.
Oh, he was the guy?
He in the comics, yeah, he killed Kamala Khan.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which is we made the jokes like, damn, Iman is gonna work for the guy that killed her.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, he killed Kamala Khan specifically because they needed to get the heat off of like Peter Parker being a loser. Which he still is. Don't get me wrong. And yeah, so He's also a writer for this movie as well. And yeah, um,
That's it.
he's a very talented writer, I guess. So
Yeah.
Talent, quote unquote.
So let's keep going. This is
yeah,
so we haven't
I don't
finished.
have the photo, but
Yeah.
the training montage was
I haven't finished the sentences yet. Oh my god, there's
oh, you're
still
not
one
done yet.
more. There's still
Yeah.
one more.
Okay.
I was yeah. So remember everything, right? This is the last sentence. Quantum bands working together in unison to connect the. Take a guess. What's the next word?
Unity.
Yeah,
Huh?
you.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
you think would be galaxy. Mm, You won't think this is will be galaxy, right? It would be like universe or something.
oh, the universe
The answer is galaxy.
Oh.
across the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, This
It
brings up
still
so
doesn't
many.
explain why Carol and Monica are tangled with
And actually, that comes into that question. Why? So in
why
Secret,
isn't Darben not affected by this?
Yeah.
and
And
also, why
this
isn't Gaia in this?
yeah.
She has Captain Marvel's powers.
To be fair, she didn't touch a jump point.
That's true.
Uh but the thing I want to talk about is connects the galaxy together, meaning the the quantum bands created jump points for this galaxy only. What the fuck? You would think the jump points will be across like a fucking universe. This in the first movie, Carol said this pager can call me in several galaxies away.
So the quantum band is not as strong as the pager.
I was looking at because the transcript is for shit because it's actually said galaxy, but it said universe for some reason. Yeah. Welcome. They break time and space by explaining what the fuck the quantum band is, including the entire Miss Marvel show.
They broke space and time again.
It's
I
just a
love
casual Tuesday, though. That's
that.
the sad
Yeah.
part.
Well, this all seems very serious. Why don't we call people, because this is serious, we need to call the other heroes. Where's Doctor Strange or Wong or anybody? This is a situation we can't ignore.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
So the Marvels they have their montage basically trying to work on their powers while doing some mundane activities.
Which
It
I
was
kind of
cute.
liked. I
It was
kind of
cute.
liked the montage, but
Um,
I wish it was. I guess I wish it supported the rest of the movie. There's nothing comes across like something they learn. They just kind of like mess around. I guess
Yeah.
yeah.
like nothing comes back to them in a meaningful way that happens in the scene. It just I guess meta is just the actresses having fun,
Yeah.
but other
Yeah.
And
than
it's infectious. I'll give it that.
yeah,
Or at least to me it was.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. It happened to me too. I was like, I'm having kind of fun here. You're all having
Yeah.
fun. I like it,
I
but
like how they. I mean, like it does seem cool. Like they're doing trying it with like hopscotch or like they're doing with jump roping and
yeah,
eating popcorn. Like, but like obviously it's still inconsistent with the powers because like it really does not work. Like it works so smoothly in this scene, but it's never that smooth like in the entirety of the film. So that's also the problem with like it's just always been inconsistent. It's
yeah.
just it's super consistent in this scene. That's it.
Yeah. Uh.
Oh well.
So
But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's cute. That's cute. And so they
Also, you mentioned before Unity. Carol is a Cree MILF, so that was that was something to mention as well.
yeah.
But yeah, basically they have this moment. They kind of think about okay, so they took air from this planet. So why did they take air. So it's like, okay, so and then thinking about Darben, she's very she's very pro Hala, and then this kind of helps connect a dot for Carol that so our old planet Hala did lose its oxygen. So I guess she was maybe using the jump points to take the oxygen from Tarnak to Hala, which Monica says that sounds insane, but that's exactly what happens. But
Also, if
Yeah.
Hala
So
lost their
shut
oxygen,
up.
why are they all? Why is all the citizens alive?
Yeah, and also by the way,
They
Monica. Yeah, what
they
the
have
shit?
breathing apparatuses, but like,
But such a
does everybody have that? That's kind
yeah.
of weird.
Why don't you just move to another planet, dipshit?
Yeah. So then then Carol was like kind of going through it again. It's like so they're also missing water. So and like
What?
then she connects as a dot that like so she's attacking like planets that I care about. Like so it's like
Oh my
so
god.
this
Well, we
it
don't
gets
care
to
about them. we
Okay,
don't
it
care.
gets
so
to it
oh,
gets
I
to them to go to Aladna,
I
the
was
singing
several.
planet. Which before we get to that,
Yeah,
there's some more stuff to say.
yeah. Well, I was so many stuff to say. I was like, what the fuck is this logic jump?
Yeah,
I was like,
this is a universe.
yeah. I was like, how many things? Carol saved a lot of places. Like, first off, why the fuck would you think this is in that planet alone? I mean, fuck it. Earth has 71% of.
Because it's 98% water. That's
uh,
it.
Yeah, I was like, what? When I mean,
So is
that's
Earth. Like
yes.
yeah, like 97, but yeah.
So I was like,
Okay.
wait. So does Hala have 98% of water as well?
That's what I think that's what she said. It's
What?
like mostly water with the one strip of land.
Oh my god.
Wow,
Second
we
of
never
all,
saw that.
yes.
Yeah,
Second of
but
all,
like yeah.
okay.
And then obviously this is ignoring the fact that you can use 2 jump points to siphon water out of a planet to go
Yeah.
to another planet. So that's ridiculous.
Sec-
But
okay. That's it. This is one more even more ridiculous. What the fuck will you
yes.
think is water instead of stealing anything else? Like resources, money, bricks, or just actually land,
Well, what about
soil.
the sun? The water was the first because the sun is the next resource afterwards. But she made a lucky guess that it was water first, then the sun.
And also, what other
Would have been
plants?
ashamed if they got it wrong or
Oh,
backwards. Which
yeah, it's a shame if she just wanted to steal some grass or something. Plants, yay!
A grass planet. She goes to
Yeah,
Octo.
yay! I love my life.
She's
Yeah, this is a
Ray training her Jedi, I guess.
yeah, the
Yeah.
most baffling logic jumps. So, but she somehow got it right.
She got it right. And that's very lucky. So that gets us to a lot of
So
planet.
let's talk. Oh my god! So this is
So it's a singing planet. So this is how they communicate.
which is
Which I'm
Go ahead.
fine with the concept.
Yeah, me too. I my issue is they didn't really do anything with this. Like I'm a musical guy. Like I wish they utilized this planet. Like it's a musical planet. You like and also like you could have made even as bad as this movie got. You could have at least made this at least maybe memorable. Like maybe make songs that fit the planet, or maybe have them. They have like, or maybe have like some comedic effects where like they don't like singing and they just have to stay quiet or something like that. But they use like maybe sign languages or something if they don't want to speak. But then like if they do sing, it would be like funny. But it's just, or maybe they, I don't know. I was really disappointed by this.
So yeah, I'm a theater. I study theater right now. Aside from just film,
Nice.
I was like, this is such a missed opportunity. It's so much music theater plays. So
Especially when they got Park, who can sing.
yeah. So
and he only sings like once, I think.
Yes.
And then obviously Brie Larson herself has sang in Scott Pilgrim.
And also she wants to be a pop star before she becomes an actress.
Yeah.
So let's get into the fucking mechanics of this shit.
So first off, in this planet, basically, obviously the motivation is like
How
Darben wants the water from this planet, which again, out of all the planets, it's this one that she
Yeah.
wants the water for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also, I would add,
This,
you would
this
think
other
that
thing
there'd be
is,
some
why can't you go to
urgency.
Earth? Earth has the
Yeah.
water and the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And air
and air. So,
and grass. What the anything you want to steal?
but yeah,
Yeah.
we could talk about that all day.
Yeah. So this is supposed to be urgent matter, right?
Yep, I was about to say, this is very urgent. We need to talk to the head guy. Let's go. Let's go. Go.
But Carol's saying like it's customs, kind of. It's only there to like promote the singing, which they didn't do a very good job on that, anyways. To
Yeah.
begin with.
Yeah.
Why don't Carol just land the ship like next to Prince Yan?
You should have just have Brie have a solo saying we need to like singing her basically saying we need to get to Prince Yan right now and your planet
Yeah.
is in danger.
Yeah, just if they are such a great friends, actually fuck it. She's actually a princess here. She's actually
the
married to
princess there.
Wow,
That
she's
is
a princess? Wow.
Yeah. Land
Oh.
the ship next to his house or something.
No.
And and so she just and instead so she has to land in the fucking sideway or some shit, is it? In order to take a anti-gravity elevator. We'll come back to that. No worries.
Yeah, so they go they find Prince Yan played by Park.
Yeah, the really famous Korean actor.
I don't know who it is. So
No, it's no worries. He's really famous in Korean. I don't watch Korean shows, but I know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so so she's here to see her husband again, her husband.
And so she
So they said basically it was like it's on a technicality, basically like
yeah.
you just kind of had to marry him, and because of the customs of the planet, which
they never elaborate. They just
they don't really
stab
elaborate because like yeah, it's a comic reference. Basically on that planet, women are the ones who pick the men they want to marry, but like the men have no choice, like whatever they say. This rule does get abolished by Prince Yan himself when he becomes king. But yeah, it's just a very lampshade on that topic, basically.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
so Carol is a princess of this planet. They have a little dance. They
Which is
Well, actually, real quick, she changes into that dress on the screen.
magically,
yeah.
which is a very nice dress. I will.
I
first say.
agree.
Yeah.
It's a neat dress.
So they have a dance, and Monica and just Kamala just comments like, "Oh my god, how many fanfictions are you thinking right now?"
I have
Yeah.
so many thoughts. I agree, Kamala. That is very true. I have so many thoughts.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
But now that that's out of the way,
yeah.
yeah. So just a little 2-minute thing happens. They dance, and then she goes back to her normal sweater, and like then she starts speaking like normally.
Hey,
Like,
what?
we need to talk. It's like
Okay.
he's
What?
like, okay, not singing.
Also-
Oh, he's bilingual, so he can talk normally and sing. So
Okay. Question: Why the fuck do you even dance? Just tell him immediately. If planet is under attack.
No.
no,
Yeah.
we need to utilize his singing and dancing abilities before.
I mean, what the fuck? You
like-
can just have yeah. You can just have
better
him
ways to do this.
like, for example, cut this out and just have him sing the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
I guess like I think the only reason why it's this is like giving a benefit of the doubt, but it still doesn't really work either way. Because like even if he like lets like they sing about like the dangers of what's happening, because she's obviously talking in English like normally so that he can understand, and the rest of the people don't have the fear of what is being said in the conversation because they
Yeah.
don't understand it. But it's like at the same time, it's like, don't you kind of need that fear? Which I know sounds terrible, but like it's still true. They need to
And
know that their planet is under attack.
yeah,
Um,
and
but
second,
yeah,
yeah, and the other thing, it's like, so what the so Carol is like, oh, I have a secret in this planet. I was like, what the secret? Oh, I'm married to this guy. It's like, what? That's it? That's it? What the fuck don't you just tell them that, oh, when they came here, this is a singing planet, I'm married to this guy, and just blah blah blah, anything else?
to
It's
be
just,
fair, that sounds kind of silly too. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of hard to naturally make that a thing. Just to be fair, but like it's really bizarre. In general. But yeah,
yeah,
so well, first she asked him to, like, make them some battle suits, some costumes. Uh which I think I rearranged the order. Yeah, but basically you see them in their costumes, their super suits. So Kamala's suit is not what she wore in Miss Marvel. What took a
Yeah,
long time to make.
yeah,
yeah,
Her family made it
and she
for
seems
her.
fine with it. There's no disagreement from her. She was just like,
yeah,
fine. And like even I think I think I commented like for a few times when the show came out. We did. I kind of liked how she gradually built the suit over time, and like she has the I think
Her suit had the most development in the show than the actual
yeah.
character.
Yeah, and then like it kind of came around in the sixth episode, and it's all her full suit, which is nice. But now it's just look, new suit.
yay, more
And it
toys,
looks terrible.
yay,
Yeah,
yeah, but
Um,
toys.
and
yeah.
Kamal doesn't say anything about it, which is worse, I think.
So, and then like the other comment I would say is, one. So it's very lucky that he can make super suits. As a
And their
friend
size apparently.
in their
Yeah,
size, in a quick moment of time, because the planet's about
Yeah,
to be attacked.
but I
Um,
guess, yeah, but I guess they can just magic suits on them, like that dancing
even
dress.
though Darben can jump point to this planet
Ye-
at any time if she
Yeah.
really wanted to. So there's that.
Oh yeah.
But
We're gonna talk about that. Oh my god.
yeah, but so yeah, he makes their costumes. I really thought I put the costumes images here. I guess it didn't transfer over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then also the other thing is, like, he makes the costumes that can adhere to their specific power set. Like, for example, like Monica can, like, phase and go invisible and things like that. His suit is able to, be able to do that. So it's like it's not just her skin that's invisible, but her body is still there. The suit is still there because it can't. You know what I mean? It's like in Incredibles, like Edna was able to make the suits so that they can, like, adhere to the powers of the person.
Yeah.
Like Dash, it,
Oh.
it has super friction that it allows him to run and not burn his clothes.
Mm,
Invisible Girl, like, Violet, she can, like, be invisible and the suit is invisible too.
yeah.
Like that kind of, and then like in Elastigirl, like she can stretch and like the suit can stretch with her. It's like that kind of stuff. Like, I guess he could do that. He knows their power sets enough to do that. So that's very lucky.
Yeah. And so Darben arrives.
Oh wait, one more thing. We have another costume designer, comic guy, with She-Hulk, played by
Jeez.
that guy from Flight Attendant,
Yep.
the Kaylee Kuko show.
Yeah, yeah, he's wasted, really. He's wasted in that.
So yeah, we got a lot of costume people in this universe. That's good to know.
So
But yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
all right, guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's fine. So
Um,
Darben, and yeah, we gotta talk about what the fuck is Darben's plan.
and that gets us to Darben.
So
So she's having a conversation with Prince Yan, which I think it would have been funnier if they had Prince Yan sing to
yeah,
her
with
while they're negotiating,
yeah,
just to, like, fuck with her, because
but
especially because he agreed that he's going to be the distraction. So I feel like, because, like, if this planet is known that singing is their language, why have him talk to
yeah.
Darben in that
Okay,
sense?
yeah,
So I think it would have made sense if he was singing. She's, like, trying to talk to him, and, like, he's kind of like fucking with her. in that sense. I don't know. And plus you can utilize Park's singing ability in that scene as well. I don't know.
Uh,
That's my comment before going into the real meat and potatoes. So that's a
so
nitpick.
let's oh my god, I don't even know what to say about this. Okay, but let's just go over in step by step.
Yeah.
What the fuck you need to negotiate in front of them in open public? Why don't you just negotiate on your ship? Like just announce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and what? How does Starband and Prince Yan know they are gonna meet in this exact place? It's,
Um So I guess the only thing I could say with that is like maybe she just went there but like the thing is like she wants their water. I don't know what you can negotiate with him.
yeah, and they just like basically she just tell him to
And
yield.
that's like the weird thing. It's like just yield, let me take your water and all that. But which is
What?
weird because like with the scrolls, like she did this too, but it's
Yeah,
like it didn't do anything there either.
they need to justify the fucking fight scene, which
Because like
oh
she just goes there, she acts diplomatic, and then like takes their air anyways. We don't care
mm,
about your scrolls. We want you to die. So
yeah,
now it's
and
this. It's now she's trying to do it again with the people of Aladna,
yeah,
and which is like negotiate what though? You want to steal their water? There's nothing they gain from this. We want to steal your
and
water and let you die from not having water.
okay.
She's a terrible villain.
Yeah, and this is just Starband's side. Now let's talk about Prince Yan's side. Oh my
Yeah,
god. Why the fuck will you put yourself in front line? And
yeah,
with like a dozen soldiers on. It's like, oh my god, hold your entire army.
yeah. But you see, they don't have an army.
My what? Oh yeah, sure, why not? And why do you guys have knives instead of guns?
To be fair, so did the Kree.
Actually, in that picture, they have two guns there.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in the back though.
Yeah. So basically, Prince Yan just it's like so Prince Yan is facing a bartender who's like the most has the thing that is steal has the power to steal all the water. It's like and you just put yourself in the front line, just like okay, this is basically suicidal.
Yeah, yeah. And you know that Carol and Monica kind of lead into it to start the fight. Then
And
everybody is fighting.
and
There's still some power switching happening, not planned, even though they had a training montage to try and fix this
yeah,
problem.
and
So yeah,
uh,
that happens a few times.
uh, and then there's oh my god. Now let's talk about the biggest burden problem this of Prince Yan.
Yeah,
So remember when I asked what the fuck is that there's no guns with him? Yo, why does he have no ships?
he has no ships.
He has don't tell me that his technology is so shit. Or just so not advanced at all. He has an anti-gravity elevator.
Yeah, the the only aerial support they had in this scene that required aerial support was just Carol and Monica who showed up.
Yeah.
So they really had no way of winning or no way to fight back or no way to really do anything because
I don't know, tension, I guess, because even though you could have
tension.
give them because even though you could have give them ships, guns, and still have tension,
You could have at least like have them like maybe like a few ships, but they don't have enough ships or something like that. Like they have something, but it's not enough to like consider them as like a legit winner. Because like obviously the whole point of the scene is to have the Marvels lose in this situation too. They having
yeah.
Darben steal the water anyways. Um so
So yeah,
so you could still do that like plot wise, but like still the uh have the Aladians to fight back in some regard, even if they still lose in either scenario. That's especially since like it's and then if the whole logic is because this is a peaceful planet, I guess. But then you still have like weapons in some capacity.
And Prince, everyone's trained in weapons as well. It's like, yeah, no.
That too.
So what the fuck happened? Oh, all right, Prince Yan, just tell Kamala just use your scarf.
Yeah, and the scarf is like kind of expandable. It can like
Yeah, it's like a Wonder
wrap
Woman
around
last. It's like a
like a
Wonder
Wonder
Woman
Woman
lasso.
lasso.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
by the
she's
way,
also the 16-year-old is fighting Kree soldiers,
yeah,
but
and she's
that's like normal nowadays. So
yes, and also by the way, this is the last scene. Last
All
time
right,
we saw
I'm back. What I miss?
every like how stupid Prince Yan and Darban is,
Ah,
and
okay.
so
yeah, and
basically like they have like so just to kind of paraphrase, they have they have their fight. I was saying one thing is like one thing that could have made this like a funnier scene, but like kind of makes sense. It's like Darben is trying to negotiate with Prince Yan, but Prince Yan is like fucking with her by singing his lines.
Oh yeah,
I think that makes sense for him because he's trying to stall her anyways. So
yeah,
it's like you can it would have made sense for him to sing, but he's talking to her normally. And it's
yeah.
if this planet
Really
is known for like a singing planet, then like
utilize it.
you should probably blend in with that. So it's like I think that's one thing that was a missed opportunity. Um, then obviously they have their fight.
Oh,
The
also,
Aladnas don't have any aerial ships or anything like that.
oh
So
yeah. That's in my notes too. Why in the
that's the
world do
biggest
you not
problem.
have any ships?
or
It
guns.
reminds me
You-
of
you
remember
can't-
in Mando
Yeah.
season 3 where they had all those Mandalorians didn't have any aerial ships.
yeah.
Oh my.
And it's like you can't really do the peaceful argument because they have weapons and they can fight with swords and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Swords,
Yeah.
where's the guns?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Even still, it's like you don't have any kinds of ships like in some like I'm saying the one way you can fix it like because the whole point of the scene is for them to lose
Yeah.
lose the water anyways like after all these efforts in trying to stop them. So it's like you can still have them have ships to try to fight back and they still lose. So I don't
Yeah.
know why you would want to make it like a point where they have no resistance at all. Because again, their only aerial support, which is this scene heavily relied on, was Carol and Monica. That's it. So really, if Carol and Monica were not here, they really had no efforts to. Their water
Yeah.
would be
Nope.
stolen.
Yep.
Yeah. To be
So,
yeah, and then
which it still happened anyways. But like, I don't know.
yeah,
It's like
okay.
you kind of made the planet so pathetic to the point where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so what the fuck am I gonna say? Oh right, the scarf scene, that's the last time we see Prince Yan.
Yes.
Oh, bye.
But yeah, but this guy's not a character, he's retarded. And he's just a plot point for character came here for changing costumes and fight scenes.
Oh, and like you said, give Kamala the scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Which that
Wonder
was,
Woman's-
and that's stupid. That whole
it
scarf
works like
thing.
Wonder Woman's lasso.
Yeah.
Except the lasso was at least made sense. I say that with very restrained
Yeah.
voice here.
I was like, why don't you just give her a gun? Give her if you don't have guns, just give her a knife or just
no,
any weapon.
no. A scarf is the
Because
ultimate
Kamala
weapon.
doesn't use swords in the comics, so
So yeah, here's a scarf, I guess. Yeah, died Kamala. Just yeah, and also
Yeah.
the scarf is strong enough to like hit people with heavy armor. Great.
like she can lift a Kree soldier off his feet by wrapping it around his ankle, yanking on it, and
I even
fall over.
it even says in my notes when I remember watching the movie, I typed down a scarf BS.
Yeah. It's just so many issues. Yeah, we're just gonna. Okay, so power switching doesn't work. It's inconsistent as usual. We know that.
Even though after the training scene,
Yeah. So Okay, here's a question. How would Carol even lose to this girl? She was so fast. She was speed blitzer.
Yeah, and we kind of have a moment where she gets blasted to a wall with the supercharged up universal weapon hitting her in back into like the building. But the thing is, like, Carol is so OP that it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't get hurt in any capacity. She doesn't have anything that's holding her back. Like, the thing is, like, Carol is so OD in power that, like, these kinds of hits don't mean anything, and that's just like they obviously, like, I mean, again, I understand, like, she is a very powerful character, but sometimes you got to figure out how to make her lose, or you got to figure out how to hurt her in some capacity.
Yeah.
Which
So
this movie did something that I think can be good for a Captain Marvel movie in general. Like, the concept of the way you beat Carol is by overworking her, or the
Yeah.
way it's like she has to go to multiple places. She has to do it by herself, or like snap.
yeah.
But she can't
But
save everybody because, like, even with all her power, her speed, and all that, she can't save everybody. You just gotta overwork her. That should be her weakness
like
uh,
Well,
Superman. It's
yeah.
like
in
Well,
some
you
yeah.
capacity.
well you
Yeah.
say that she can't save everybody, but as we'll see at
Yeah.
the end
To
of
be
the film,
honest,
we'll see.
Yes.
something I would say for Carol is like they could have give her like a Superman moment, like like not Jor. I was like, what was it? What was like a Pa Kent or like some like Superman's the Kent family, like I don't remember his name. Fuck. What?
Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan Kent died. Like they actually have a perfect opportunity. Maria died by cancer.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that should be the conflict. It's like, yeah, she just know, even though how powerful she is, she could not save everyone.
Yes. At
Yeah,
least, like, something that in that capacity, like, in that ballpark. I feel like it's a very because, like, I know, like, with Brie Larson, in one of her interviews, she was telling I think she was telling Jimmy Fallon about it. It's like, I like how she completely overworked herself in terms of, like, bodybuilding, in terms of, like, getting in character for Captain Marvel. And, like, one of the
yeah,
things that was, like, difficult for her is, like, she never knew, like, how much was enough. So, like, she probably overtrained, but, like, she had, like, that, she has, like, an anxiety kind of thing as well. So it's like she has that
yeah,
fear, like, like, what if I'm doing it's not enough. So I feel like that's, like, something that sounds something Carol could, like, kind of develop with her own characters. Like, even with everything I can do, it's probably not. It might not be enough, and, like, I think that's, like, a good way for, like, at least, like, these super strong, powerful characters, like, overworking them, stressing them out, or, like, doing a lot of things that they can't. That it's hard to manage, like, all of that stuff. It's like I feel like these are, like, the general gateways of what I would do with Captain Marvel.
yeah. And also one more thing I forgot to mention that they said her powers here is to absorb light. Like yeah, it's like energy. It's like light energy. It's like it's in the scene way before. But now that I mentioned, it's like wait, that is never the case in any single thing beforehand. The first movie or even What If.
Endgame.
Yeah, absorbing Carol can absorb light powers or some shit.
Uh, I guess I don't know if, like, because, like, when Thanos was punching her with
Yeah,
like, she was, like, using her binary power to hard case herself so that she wouldn't get hurt by his punches, which I guess, but that's not really absorbing light. That's
yeah.
something that Monica can do in the comics.
Not light or just
But
energy.
we're not there yet, but that does
Yeah,
actually happen.
yeah.
Um,
I know that Carol can absorb energy in the comics. So, but it's never a case in MCU. They just drop it here. To be fair,
yeah,
it doesn't really matter anyways. It's just there.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So they
they
uh
fight
they
to a
they
point.
go through a jump point, I
Oh,
think.
actually, before I want to mention one thing. It's like okay, just one
Yeah,
thing. So Bardet absorbed Carol's power. It's like, oh my god, he see, look at your power. It's like, what the fuck? You have your other arm. Just punch her. You can just
yeah.
end her right there. Just punch her in the face. Done. You won.
No, we can't do that.
We still
Uh,
got 20 minutes left.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kamala makes her own tough choice as Carol did early with the scroll situation. Like, gets her out of the gets them out of the this situation on Alana to another planet in the wheat fields. Like,
Yeah.
like Kamala's saying, like, I had to make a hard choice like you did. It's like, don't be like me. That kind of
Uh,
Ooh,
concept.
that
yeah.
sounds interesting there.
Yeah. I hope they didn't resolve it in this one scene.
So
Like,
yeah, as you mentioned that, they use this moment again so Carol talks about how this stuff is her fault with like Hala, and she explains the full context as what I did was like, you know, I destroyed the Supreme Intelligence, which I thought was right, but it turns out it made it even worse. It caused a civil war. It caused the atmosphere to disappear. It caused the sun to black out. It lost all its water, and now everything is catching back to me. It's like the thing. It's so difficult. So here's my thing, and obviously, like she was saying this point to Monica, because like that's why I didn't come back. That's why I didn't come back to you all these 30 years, because I wanted to fix this situation
uh,
before I can see you again. Which obviously, like
yeah.
Monica's like, it's like
No, that's fine.
I didn't want Captain Marvel. I wanted Carol. I wanted Auntie Carol. So it's like I obviously this is meant to be like that second neck low point and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not earned really. It just
No,
can't be. Yeah.
Like there's something there. It could have worked, but yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
because
So they.
the biggest problem is because this is a conflict for 30 years,
Right.
and like so it's supposed to explain why she wasn't on Earth for 30 years, because she's been dealing with this for 30 years. But like the problem is the solution that fixes this problem that happened for 30 years is is fixed because of what Monica says, but that's in a later scene, and it's really ridiculous how they solve this problem.
Okay. Yeah, but just remember they have a conflict here also. What's I was like, you left Prince Yan of and the people defend themselves. Kamala was like, yeah, we're gonna die. I mean, I get it. Why Kamala would think that? Yes, they got missile blast, but
Yeah.
it's like okay, you guys can go back to Prince Yan though.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't understand why they would still keep attacking though. Because like they're already stealing the water through the jump point siphon, so it's like
Yeah,
I don't really see why the planet. I mean, it's still gonna be dying because it's losing its
yeah,
water. That's the part where like
yeah.
which
Was
doesn't
like,
get resolved either, like the Skrull planet as well, Tarnak.
but yeah. Also, this planet doesn't have any ships, by the way. So it's like, what the fuck? You go back and pick everyone away.
Yes, but the reason why this doesn't happen is because they realize that if she's already stolen air, she's already stolen water, that means she has to be going for
That's
the sun.
and no, not
Oh
the.
my
Oh my
god.
god! It's not like they just need to steal like land.
Not just any sun, not just any sun. The Earth sun.
Yay!
All
Let's just
right, now we need to call the Avengers or
yay.
anybody. Where's Doctor
Like,
Strange? We need him right now. The Earth is in danger. We need to call our heroes.
or see, or the guy.
Well, to be fair,
Of,
Spider-Man would be
yeah,
useless. To be fair.
yeah. I mean,
I
what?
don't care. We need to call everybody.
I mean, hey, see, Fury can just call Amelia Clark in Secret Invasion. She also has Carol's
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
Yeah,
god.
get her up
Gaia
here.
is like, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, it's
But
but
so here's something to mention that sets up our next photo. Um, you know,
but
we haven't
yeah.
seen Nick Fury that much in this movie. That's because
Oh
there's a bit of a
no.
side plot going on.
No.
In this movie.
Yay!
Well,
No.
first part, I'll give a little bit of credit because they bring in Kamala's family
Yes,
into
they were delight in this movie. I really liked them.
yeah, and
But
I appreciated the dad explaining how to get your taxes ready because it's never too early, it's never too late, and all this stuff. That's fine, that's good. I'm not talking about the actors controversy. That we'll leave it at that.
I mean,
Um,
there's like her mom. There's like her mom just like, okay, Kamala, come back, please. And that's like, nah, I will do it. And then she just trusts her. It's like, okay, that's actually consistent
which
with Miss
you
Marvel.
had a lot more notes to say about her mother in the other in the show.
Yeah, that she's super inconsistent
She's
in the
kind of
show.
inconsistent in this movie too. Just
Yeah,
not as bad because
yeah,
it's
just
not as
Mhm.
long.
yeah. It's just like no, and then Kamala's like no. I have to save others. Like, and then she's just like, yeah, okay, fuck off.
Yeah, so what's going on is like there's a side plot happening. So basically it's because Goose there's something wrong with him. It turns out he's pregnant with a bunch
What?
of
Wow.
cat eggs, and it leads us into our next scene.
Okay,
All,
first,
Yeah.
all the
where do I even begin? Okay, first off, what the fuck
uh,
would Nick Fury bring Kamala's family here to protect them, quote unquote?
yeah, in space
What are they
in a
gonna?
confined building.
Like you
In
think that a
space.
spy would have like a safe house on the Earth somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or just send,
Like there was even a safe house for his wife.
yeah.
or just throw them in New Asgard.
No.
No.
Uh,
And actually, that's another thing. Like this whole like they couldn't call anyone from Asgard to get these people out of the space station.
yeah, it's like they could just rainbow bridge them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the thing is, they needed this creative quote unquote scene of
Okay,
basically
so
how to get a bunch of people, like hundreds of people, off this space station that is going to be under attack by Darbed and crew. Because it's easier to carry a cat. So what they use is their flurkin abilities, tentacle things that comes out of the cat's mouth, to basically eat all of the crewmen.
I
And
have so many questions.
so
Right.
I'll give it one positive. The memory song was a good choice. It made sense because it's from Cats, so the Broadway musical.
Wait, was it from Cats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Memory is
Oh.
Or
a very iconic
okay.
song from that Broadway musical.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, what the fuck
Yes.
is there only one ship for evacuation?
One.
There's only
No.
one for evacuation, and they had to eat the people, the hundreds of people, because cats are easier to carry and like easy to fly in the ship.
Yeah,
Technically, there's two. There were two. No, wait, no. It was one because Fury
and
goes in that ship with the cats.
second of all, why the fuck
Um,
do you just send them to the space elevator? Then you bring Kamal's family here.
It's gone now.
they use I guess the only logic is like it probably won't be able to carry that many, but like, why'd you need to eat all of the people then? Just have maybe fill up as much as you can with the elevator, then eat whatever is left
Yeah, and
for the
Or-
ship, or something like that.
yeah,
And
and
like I said, like I
and
said
then also,
earlier,
yes,
okay, like I
Yeah.
said earlier, they couldn't. Like Nick Fury doesn't have any connections to any sorcerer or maybe Wong to portal them out. They know that you can portal in space. We know from Endgame, you can portal other planets, so you can't have a portal to the space station. Or there's
they're not under contract, so
uh,
I like how that's been our constant joke.
yeah, it's like
For all three pod episodes.
yeah, if
Um,
you yeah,
yeah,
and
but
is that
so
is it has been a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, like if you, it's like, why didn't you call this person, or why didn't, where's this interaction from a previous season? It's like, well, that actor's not under contract, so that's why we can't have to
Ah,
pretend they don't exist.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So
Yeah.
Wong doesn't exist. Valkyrie doesn't exist, even though we saw her.
Yeah.
No help from them.
My
Okay.
my other comment was like the Flurkins can eat an unlimited amount of people.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, and then we have to bring in the mechanics of the Flurkins. So
oh, another neat thing I wanted to mention about the scene, like when Carol does like go on the ship, like
yeah, it's like, hey, kitty, kitty.
hey kitty, and it's actually kind of cute because like Brie Larson is actually allergic to cats, so you
Yeah.
kind of see her like running
Yeah.
after one, but like keeping her distance. It's like it's just
Yeah.
I appreciate that on a meta level.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
So that basically happens. It's I think
okay.
the music made it funny, I guess, like in that concert, 'cause I think that was the point. Because like
But I
Uh,
I have so
just like
many.
there's a horror scene of a cat watching this woman,
Yeah.
while she's trying to run away.
yeah.
Even though the
Uh,
PA is saying "Let the cats eat you."
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what to say? Oh yeah. First off, what the fuck can all the cats run? Can just run, eat, and do whatever after they just got up from eggs.
Yeah. Like there's
They're not
no.
like kittens; they're like
Yeah.
full-grown cats.
Yeah.
That's very
I mean,
convenient.
yeah. What's even more convenient is like the like goose the cat just lay them in this exact
Also,
moment.
Goose is pregnant. How did that happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to cat sex or some shit.
I guess it's asexual, maybe, but even then, it's like you have 26 cats in that
Yeah.
scene.
And
Um,
there's so many people in this place. The space station is so big. Holy shit! Do you know how much time does it take for you to eat all of them?
yeah. While Darben, who has jump point teleporting powers,
And
it takes enough long time so that they can,
yeah,
not have that issue.
and also, how does Nick Fury know everyone will be inside the cat's stomach?
Uh, radar. So
Uh,
yeah.
how?
So yeah,
Yeah,
the ship falls to Earth. The cats, they're cats, so
yeah,
they mess around, which causes them to fall from the sky, as Chicken Little would put it.
The sky
Um,
is falling.
the
yeah,
sky is
yeah.
yeah. So this actually was the funniest joke for me. It's like, so basically the brother was like saying Bismillah.
Oh
Rahman.
yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and then Nick Fury's like, "Are you praying?" It's like, "Yeah," and then he stops. It's like, "Well, don't just stop, motherfucker! Like, we just we're gonna need all the help we can get." Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. That was the funny. That was actually really funny.
I think I
Um,
remember smirking when I heard that. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you get good job, movie.
Yeah, you got one good joke. That's it.
Yeah, that was like, I actually I laughed. That was the only time I legitimately laughed in the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's
yeah. So,
uh,
but I mean, they
I
crash
mean,
into New York.
and
Of all places.
and everyone's fine, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine.
Yeah, and
Uh,
the
even
cats
though
will
they
just
crash landed,
Also,
Yeah.
there's no
I could break
police
necks.
or emergency vehicles around.
yeah, and
They landed in the park, so that's why Central
yeah,
Park, I think.
and
Of course.
the cat would just spit out everyone because I don't know how can Nick Fury expect the
Oh yeah,
cat to just spit out everyone.
the cats were like, some of them were vomiting on the
Yeah,
ship while it was falling from
Oh
space. That
yeah.
was
And
making
like,
it
how did that
heavier
not
too.
get out of control fast?
Yeah,
yeah,
because I was thinking, because like these cats are gonna vomit, like because they're eating like 20 people. There's no way they don't vomit, like because we see Goose vomit the Tesseract
and how the
in
fucking Nick Fury know that they will all be alive in
Captain
the
Marvel
stomach?
1. Yeah,
And also, how does he know that all the Flurkins will spit out every single member in the space station?
I guess the thing is, I think they took the Tesseract scene like they found that very funny in the first movie.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah,
oh
it
my
was.
god, he just ate the space stone and
Hey,
spits it out like it was nothing.
hey,
Uh,
remember that's one thing?
yeah,
The floor can also eat Kree.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm
that was funny
actually
though.
It could have spit out those Kree in any point, but I guess not. It ate Skrulls too.
I'm actually reaching the point that the whole Flurkins thing, just introducing the Flurkins, was probably one of the worst decisions made for the MCU. Like they
Yeah, it's
really
like I
had
understand, like
nothing.
um, because like in the comics, of course, like Carol has a cat companion,
I know,
which
yeah,
is called Goose, which is called Chewie in the comics. But I guess
yeah,
like for Goose, like the point was to reflect on the Top Gun character. So I understand that change,
Yeah.
even though Disney owns Star Wars, so like you can call it Chewie.
yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm just they
Uh,
really
uh,
and just introducing the Flurkins really
Yeah,
just
I
take
think
away.
what I meant to say is like I would have been fine if it was just Goose. I think like
Yeah,
having an entire species of cats, Flurkins.
it was too
I think
much.
that was a stupid
Jesus.
idea.
Like they
Yeah.
wasted the time. They actually used the time to have all this whole cat scene when they could have used that time for something else. Like
Yeah.
maybe I don't know, see more of that flashback with Maria and Carol. That seemed like a interesting conversation that we didn't see much. That was just a flashback.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah,
allotment,
it's
like
like
at least have the ships in the fight or something like
Yeah.
that.
Or maybe
yeah,
like
so you
maybe more conversation between the three heroes. I don't know. Did they use that time for the cats?
Yeah,
great.
they really wanted the memory song. I guess that's it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And cats.
So
Oh
yeah,
my god.
as we mentioned, Darben arrives. She starts stealing the sun.
And no heroes are mentioned or called at all.
Yeah,
The people on Earth
even
are
though
noticing that the sun is getting darker and darker,
and
which
even
I'm
That's
though
pretty
Nick
sure
good.
has
that's not how it works.
even though
Like
Nick
if
has a
you
fucking iPad that knows everything where the fuck every single heroes are. Great.
like when like
Yeah.
solar flare or something like that, if you're like
Mm.
pulling the sun's energy,
It's like
uh,
why don't you just turn it as a
like
supernova or black hole?
yeah, that or it's like immense heat on the planet because it's the heat is moving towards the I guess it depends on where she's absorbing the
Uh
sunlight from. So I guess it could be making it dropping the temperature extremely. I don't know. It's like
yeah. But
that.
she has to position the sun in very specific angles in order to work. Because if the sun is just in just a small fraction of just like bless you.
Yeah,
So if the sun is just like slightly just apart from the planet, it's like your entire planet is still fucked.
yeah,
That's how things
but
work.
it's not. So
Yeah, it's like yeah. Where the fuck do you learn science lessons? In the Force Awakens?
on a farm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hey, yes, they also do
Yeah.
the sun stealing thing in the
Um.
Force Awakens. I just love it.
Yeah. So you got the three heroes. They hang out with
Yeah.
Darben. Darben just
Which
lost all of her soldiers somehow, and she's all
and
by
she
herself.
and why okay and why is she standing in front of the window
Yeah.
in an
Um.
open
Because
area?
epic.
Okay,
Because
so
I guess Carol is there for a negotiation, but it's like I'm not gonna negotiate. I'm doing what I want to do. So okay.
okay, and
So like so you don't have to worry about me. So why don't I have to worry about you? I have to worry
yeah.
about the person who's right behind me. And then Monica
Whoa.
gets out
She
of
could
her invisible mode and
wow
Yeah,
gives
well,
a
she
good
can
old
turn
punch.
invisible? What?
Yeah.
wow. So she could just turn invisible, just stab Barton in the back, and she won.
Yep.
The entire
Um.
movie will be over. Great.
Yeah, and they have a three on one fight.
Which is like
Um.
why are they even struggling? Like Carol should be just they should be wiping their ground with her.
Yeah. Darben is like really weird. Um,
It's like
in
yeah, she's
in general, like because like they're having this 3-on-1 fight. Darben is soloing. Then it gets to a point where
yeah. Also, by the way,
she gets a big old rock on her abs.
yeah. Oh, by the way,
And like,
Do you guys remember Miss Marvel? But which but Kamala can just embiggen. Yeah, never did that in this movie.
yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, yeah. Even though that is like literally her strongest thing, and she can just activate it in unlimited time.
Yep. Yeah. Shut up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut
Yeah.
up. We don't care
So
about this.
they have their good old fight. Darben uh gets a big old rock on her abs that makes it seem like she's dying,
And
Oh
and
then she
no.
and then
yeah,
she gives a bamboozle basically. So basically, I guess like like we can close this and then we can like you know I
that could
forgot
be
I forgot
interesting.
the I forgot what the words
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, even though, yeah, that could be interesting. If
But
they don't backstab.
basically they do remove the rock, but then it was a trick. And then for some reason Carol swaps with Kamala somehow with the power switch, and then that gets her to capture Kamala and put her on her ground and put the hammer on her head. Um, I
Uh,
which I don't even understand how they switched powers in the first place. They didn't do anything in
yeah,
that
and
scene.
oh my, and they just I don't even know anymore. It's like Kamala didn't do anything when her bangle is taken off, even though like she has like fucking force fields.
So here's the other thing. She can still use her power without the bangle on. Did you notice that, Unity?
Yeah, that is
When
implied.
the bangle comes off her arm and Darben has it, she's still able to fight back without it.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed that.
To be
It's
fair,
she's a
that is
mutant,
that is implied in secret in what the fuck is it called? Oh, yeah, Miss
Miss Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah, like Cameron can do that without the bangle.
Yeah. But he's not a mutant, but she is.
Yeah.
This it was really stupid to change her powers. I know they didn't want Reed Richards to be the second person to be a stretchy person, but then don't have Miss Marvel. I don't know.
And by the way, you have multiple Hulks now.
Yeah, that
You have
also
no
doesn't help.
excuse.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
no excuse.
yeah, multiple Iron Mans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking at
Yeah.
actually
the
multiple super
Yeah.
soldiers too.
yeah, I'm looking at the scene where Kamala
So
uses her
many super
powers.
soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no excuse, Marvel.
Yeah, but
Oh, all right. Kamala does
yeah.
use it without a bangle. Jesus.
So that's kind of the other thing. So Darben uses the two bangles, but it's that very 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 classic supervillain trope that like I
Oh, by the
wanted
way,
all this power.
wait. Yeah, fuck. Okay, this is implied Miss Marvel that Kamala can use her powers. Okay, so now we know that she can actually do it without the bangle. Yeah, now it just makes her so stupid in Miss Marvel that I was like, what the fuck? Just take it off. You're literally
Yeah.
wearing a tracking device for the clandestines. Yeah, it's so yeah.
That was
She,
horrible. The tracking part.
yeah, it's like yeah. The show didn't realize how big of a problem that is.
Yeah. So there's a lot of inconsistencies with Miss Marvel. Um. But yeah, basically Darben has both bangles, but like
Oh
it's
no.
just that it's that super classic supervillain trope. I wanted more power. I get more power. It's too much. She disintegrates. And they
And
put they put this in the trailer.
Oh yeah, right. And
Yeah.
nothing of value was lost. Goodbye, Darben.
Yeah,
You'll
so
never you'll never be
Darben
remembered.
dies. Literally nothing was achieved.
yeah, and
Except the only thing she managed to do is like make a hole in space time.
Oh no!
yeah, this actually causes a lot of problems. So it's like, oh
Of
my god,
course.
they can actually make a whole. They can actually make jump points through space and time through another universe.
Also,
What a
Where's the TVA?
why isn't that a thing a long time ago? If the two Bengals are supposed to be, I don't know, connect the galaxies, it should be a fucking multiverse at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, Darben
Yeah,
died.
yeah, they break time and space again. I love this movie.
They broke time and space. There's like an actual hole in space. Like apparently the other reality of another universe is leaking into the one that they're in.
I
So
wonder what that world is.
well,
So Kamala and
so yeah, so basically, Carol gives the two bangles to Kamala, and Monica says that I can like absorb the energy from you two if you guys can, because like basically she said the reason why that hole was made in the first place is because Carol's power and the two bangles from Kamala's power were able to create enough
oh my god.
force to basically tear a hole in space time. So
Uh,
basically so if you were to combine these two powers, you can reseal the hole in space time
oh fuck off. That's not how it
via
works.
Monica. So but that is how it works. So
What the fuck? You can't just like use energy to just fix things
it
when the
yeah,
space
so
when time is still being destroyed.
yes, and it's also very lucky that Monica is a superhero that has that ability to absorb all that energy.
And how does she knows
To
that she can do that? This is never established in the movie beforehand.
I yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
she
basically, Carol gives the two bangles to Kamala. Kamala has both bangles on. So, again, these two bangles on Darben killed her, but two bangles on Kamala, it's fine. Um,
she shut the
because she's a
portal.
mutant, so that's why it doesn't kill her.
Oh my god, fuck this shit.
Hooray! We did it.
Okay, so she
Yeah.
fixed the space time.
And
Was my
she already has a lot of power from the one bangle. I'd imagine two bangles on her would probably make her unstoppable, but
well, she should be destroying space time. Holy shit! If Bardan can do it.
yeah, so that happens, and basically Carol fires her pulsar uh, into Monica, and Kamala basically powers her light hard light into Monica, and Monica is basically absorbing. You know,
Oh, and
Yeah,
there's a previous shot of her, Monica looking at the camera. It kind of looks freaky.
yeah.
yay. So she fixes
So
space.
Monica sacrifices herself to seal the space hole.
My question is, why the fuck will you seal it in from another universe? Why don't you just seal it here?
That's what I thought. I thought you could have done it on the other side. And you wouldn't be trapped. Like you could have just stay on this side of the
I guess like
breach.
so this is kind of my other problem. So like the thing is like it is viewable. Like they can actually see the space hole
Yeah,
from where they're standing. So it's like
Yeah.
I guess what they were going for is like the hole is pierced from like like when you have stab wounds, you can kind of like tell like where the like how something was like affected. So like the way it's like the way the space hole is here, it's kind of like going inward. So that means like you have to fix it from the other side in order to stitch it back. I guess like that was the logic. My only thing with that is like I feel like you should probably try seeing it from this side, but like she just assumed like you have to seal it from the other side in order to do
jeez.
that, which is
Why?
again big risk.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
And
Bardan
then
can freeze
obviously
in space.
Carol is not fast enough to catch Monica.
Son of a bitch.
Lies. She
She
can
is
go the speed of
fast
light.
enough for a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bardan can breathe in space. Do you guys notice that?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I guess it's because
Yeah.
of the two bangles, but I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't
Or I
go
guess
far.
Kree can just breathe in space,
Uh,
which isn't
Yeah.
no,
true because you see
no.
them wear space helmets.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Kree have been super inconsistent in general.
Oh, by the way, why doesn't Carol just stand next to Monica the entire time, just in case anything happens?
But we needed a sacrifice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Monica sacrifices herself. She ends up on the other side of the reality. Carol cannot catch her in time.
Yeah. Oh, by the
Um,
way, the CGI here is so awful.
yeah,
It's so obvious green screens.
yeah. But again, but actually, we forgot to mention one thing. Monica does offer a suggestion on how to like fix the sun problem in on
Jesus.
Oh
on
no.
Hala. Basically,
No.
she thinks
Yeah.
that Carol has enough energy like that she could jumpstart the sun.
What?
Yeah, so that was her theory. That's what she proposed to Darben as a way to like, why don't we compromise and like, Carol can help you fix the sun over there. It's like, and then Darben does that classic, okay, I'll do that, and then tries to betray,
Because
even though she can't
she
be
just
negotiated with. So
even though she just wants to help her
this is like the
planet.
third time this happened in this movie.
By the
Darben
way, yeah,
terrible.
she's supposed to want to help her planet. It's like, and then she just chose all the worst options.
Yeah. So yeah, so Carol well, first off, like Kamala goes back down to Earth. She's emotional because
Hey, hooray! We saved the day.
saved the day, but
Yeah.
Monica got trapped on the other side.
Oh
Um,
no.
By the
and
Well,
way,
remember, she let Wanda go, so why do I care?
to be honest, I still don't know how does Kamal end up in the space station in the first place.
yeah, and basically, she says that Carol is going back to Hala to fix the problem. And basically, what happens is she goes to the Hala sun
Yeah.
and jumpstarts it with her power. Which again, this was a theory by Monica. So Monica has a lot of theories that happen to work. Yeah, so she restarts Hala's sun, and the
Oh.
thing is, like, apparently she could have done this 30
The
years
whole
ago.
time.
She thought
Yep.
of it,
Yep.
but Monica having that knowledge, which was a theory,
Yeah.
is the only way she was able to figure this out. Now, here's my thing. Your best friend was Maria Rambeau. And Maria Rambeau is allegedly smart enough to give these ideas to. So if you're able to go back to Earth for Maria Rambeau and you have this problem on Hala that you don't know how to fix, I'm pretty sure Maria Rambeau could suggest something.
Yeah.
Um,
I was like,
I mean,
what?
but it's still like this. It took 30 years. The planet should be dead. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like it's still stupid because like it was. This is their excuse for like how Carol has been gone for 30 years. The thing is, like, here's my thing. I don't really have a problem with. I didn't really have a problem with the line. Like, there's a lot of galaxies out there that I gotta help. The thing is, like, sure, because that's true. The universe is a big place. Surely that could take up her time. Plus, like in Captain Marvel 1, people do forget the line that Tyler said that there are squirrels across the galaxy.
Even though,
Refugees.
yeah,
So it's like you can keep her busy for 30 years to explain why she hasn't been on Earth since then. I don't think it's that far fetched to do it, obviously, but like I feel like with this personal connection to Hala, I think that's like one, it's so abysmal, like in terms of like how this was like. First off, it makes Carol look worse because like she destroyed the supreme intelligence for her own accord, which fucked the entire planet over. Which again,
yeah,
I don't think it's fair because
Somehow.
it makes no sense why this AI is in charge of the sun to begin with.
yeah. To be
And then
honest, yeah,
yeah, and
jeez.
then like so you have all these little things that it just like it's just so silly because like you're giving Carol so many problems and like to the point where she becomes irredeemable in that sense. Even though she's trying. I'm not saying she isn't. But like,
I mean, to be honest, I still have more to say. Oh my god.
yeah,
It's like, okay, so how the fuck is he gonna plan to give the air back to the girls and water back to Prince Yan's planet?
No, it's okay. She went through the sun.
doesn't.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You just didn't seem to give a shit after that.
And actually, let's go back to that. Let's not forget that she can recharge a star now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, why would you leave? Why we lost to Darban? Fuck's sake. Why we even lost to Darban?
yeah,
And I think it's kind of frustrating that Thor in Infinity War struggled to make Stormbreaker when he had the blast of a star, but Carol here just can go through a star and she's fine.
yeah.
Oh god.
And the
And
fact that you
Thor's a
can,
god.
and the fact that you can do that, like restart a star.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but that's the movie. We
yeah.
basically end off with one last thing, like,
Yay.
Kamala and her family is like helping to move into Monica's place, to keep the place in order while Monica's gone on the other side. They believe she'll come back somehow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so she yeah. So
Yeah, so and then they take a little hitch on Monica's old airplane. I mean,
Which, if in a bear movie, that could have been meaningful.
yeah,
yeah. But
and like Carol has become more of that mentor figure for Kamala, like on a personal level now, which is
Mentor.
somehow.
what Kamala has always wanted.
Uh,
And then after this, Kamala has an idea that she needs.
Oh boy.
Yay.
And this is where the movie actually ends. I thought it was a mid-credit scene. It actually was the ending scene of the movie. I don't have a photo of it because it was.
I have so many things to
it's not
say
a
about
still.
this.
But yeah. So basically, we find that Kamala goes back to New York, and she's in Kate Bishop's apartment.
Yay, it's Kate Bishop.
Yay.
Kate
Actually,
Bishop is back after a long time.
Like I'm not kidding when I say I actually smiled when I saw this.
yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
hooray.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't seen you in
happy.
a while, so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I should
Finally,
I should give a
back
shit
to
about
work.
you. Unlike every single character in this movie.
yeah. And you're at the
fun.
end, so good job for making me smile.
Yeah, to be honest, I hate this thing, but let's just talk about it. We'll just praise
So
Kate and
here's
stuff.
the thing. So it's a dim apartment. Kate is back in her apartment. She gives Lucky a piece of pizza. And then Kamala in the shadows is like, even though Kate can like see her like in the shadows, so that's
Yeah.
fine. I find that endearing.
Okay.
It's like, can I help you? It's like, did you so Kamala is like, so she's saying word for word the
But
what Fury said in 2008 to Iron Man, or 2010 according to the timeline. I don't know what that is. But
yay.
anyways, but she's basically, did you think you're the only young superhero?
No,
Thing I
kid,
want,
not
I want.
young. What wrong word? Kid superhero. Kid superhero.
No, it's like,
Which is way worse.
all right, well, yeah, but I feel like with something Kate should have said is like, no, because that's silly.
I mean, it's like
That would have been
she
funny,
said-
but like,
But didn't
what
she
said,
say?
I'm
Didn't she
20
say she was?
said I'm
23,
23, which
yeah,
is like
yeah.
fair.
yeah. It's like, yeah, what the fuck would you refer her as a kid? I was like, what the fuck is Kamala thinking?
Yeah, so you
She's-
have Spider-Man, so
She's yeah.
Of
Oh,
course
wait,
she's
we
not the
can-
only
yeah, we
young
can't have
superhero.
Spider-Man.
Kamala is actually a public figure
Yes,
in her own show. Yeah.
She's
No.
she's 23, and then like,
What
it's
would
like,
you refer her as a kid
I'm trying to
anyway?
put it together a team of young superheroes, and then she shows this tablet, the tablet from earlier that Nick Fury has intel on every super being on the planet. I
Wait a
hate
minute.
this so. I hate this so much.
Yeah, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Kate's not a super being.
Like
Yeah.
I guess it's like Hawkeye, that affiliation.
Okay.
I guess that's what they mean, like superheroes, like in that sense.
By the
Okay.
way, how the fuck can Nick Fury know that Ant-Man's daughter has a fucking suit that I
He
don't
knows
know.
everything, and that's exactly what I hate about this.
Well,
Yeah,
wait
like,
a
Um,
minute. I thought Secret Invasion brought him down a bit, huh?
yeah,
Now
I
they
was like,
want
so
him.
what?
so she
Like,
shows
if
the tablet.
okay,
She shows the
yeah,
tablet, and
I was
like
so many
it's like,
problems.
do you know Ant Man had a daughter?
Fuck
It's
off.
like, so
Yeah.
basically that's what she's saying. So first off, my first points. It comes off of it comes off of Kamala watching that scene like all of us like in 2008 and just saying it word for word in that kind of sense. Unless like Iron Man, unless like Nick Fury um told Kamala what he did that day, or
Yeah,
like somebody
yeah.
wrote it in a book, which I know Scott wrote a book, but that's not the same thing
Oh, by the
because
way,
it's not Scott in that scene.
speaking of Ant-Man Quantumania, it's like
Yeah.
how the fuck can Nick Fury know that she has a suit? Well, not even Ant-Man, well, not even Scotland knows that she has a suit in the fucking movie.
Yeah,
And can
I
we
guess
not? Can we not
the
even
only thing
bring
I can
her?
give it is like it could be after the movie, but that's
But
kind of that's just it. I mean, the Marvels could be set after Quantumania, maybe, but like even
uh,
then, it's like why would you publicly announce that your daughter is a superhero?
yeah, it's like the entire movie, most of the movie takes place in the quantum realm. No way Nick can know that.
Yes, that's true.
And also, why the fuck was the first one with Kate Bishop? Why don't you recruit Cameron? You know, the guy who's actually a murderer. The guy who's actually stay with the enemy because he's forced to.
Yeah, so
Nick can clear
Cameron
her,
has the same powers as you. He's your age or like
and you
around
know
that
him
age, and
personally.
you send him to Red Dagger, the person who killed his
My
or
family.
his family, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
and Nick can clear his name. Just saying.
Nick can clear his name, and like here's a few things I hate about this because like obviously this is a setup for Young Avengers. What I hate about it is one, tying Nick Fury to this whole thing is really stupid because like I know this is a black hole of, oh, why don't you call the Avengers? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Because Nick Fury has all that access now. You have all the resources of Nick Fury, and that's one thing I hated about this movie with Kamala and Nick Fury is that you've basically prevented any kind of those kinds of stakes with the young Avengers. Like you can't like you have Nick Fury as your guy, so it's
Yeah.
like you can't possibly lose. Or I mean you can, but like what I mean is like he has so much resources that the young Avengers don't really have any conflicts they can really do outside of like the common
Yeah.
like, oh, we're young and you guys are old and we need to do it ourselves. But like,
Uh,
I mean, there was a better way to do this. That's my personal issue with it. But my bigger issue with it is like one, how does this iPad work for something like No Way Home?
yeah.
Hmm.
Don't know.
Because
I mean,
if it
my
has Spider Man, it should have Spider Man. But does it have his identity? Yes
yeah.
or no?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
By
again,
the
like, because Nick Fury has access to the name of the superhero, the name of the real name, the super name,
yeah,
all
and
their
also
birth information, all their like power abilities and stuff like that. It has all access to the information of that person. So it's like,
and this also
yeah,
contradicts Secret Invasion. Oh fuck's sake! Do you remember the line? It's just a really stupid line, but it's there. Why can't you call the Avengers? Because you see, we can't rely them to save us all the time.
And yet here you are.
It's like, yeah, let's just make an Avengers team now.
Hooray! We did it.
yeah.
And also Kamala shouldn't even make an young Avengers team. So she should be staying with Carol as well.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want a young team when you have Carol Danvers as your?
She went through a son.
Yeah.
We could do anything.
Yeah, that's
That's
and
Actually,
that's
wait. Why don't you recruit Gaia?
I don't know. She's not young. I guess she's
But she has all the powers. We don't need
Oh,
the
by
Young Avengers.
oh, by the way, they said they Secret Invasion ended with saying we gonna fix the mess. It was like, what the fuck? Send them to New Asgard. Yeah, you fixed everything. I
yeah.
love this. Yeah.
And then my other thing is like my other comment is not related to the movie, but like I think what I wanted to do, um, like I wanted Kate to be the leader. I think Kamala's the leader makes no sense. I think
Yeah.
part of it is just because Iman Vellani is charming and likable, and people really like her, and that's totally fine. I just don't think Kamala should be the leader. I think it should be Kate Bishop. Not only she's older, she has experience. She's actually, she's associated with Hawkeye. Hawkeye is way more qualified to be a leader for this team, which in the comics she's second in command to Iron Lad, which we haven't seen yet in the MCU. That's one
Yep.
thing, but my main thing is like with Kate, it's like you kind of had an easy thing to set up the Young Avengers, but not actually call it a Young Avengers. I think what I would have done is like maybe like a mid credit scene in Quantum Mania. Have Kate Bishop go to San Francisco, and she kind of like talks to she talks to Scott in the Pym lab, and like she's saying like how Clint sent her over to ask about the Pym arrows, and then Hank could probably ask like you gave the arrow guy Pym arrows, and then Scott and Scott and Hank could like kind of argue there, and then off screen you can kind of see like Kate and Cassie kind of like give like a small interaction or something like that. That one, like you can set up their friendship, and then two, it's like set up a potential team up, which can lead to the Young Avengers. But I think it's like one, it's like you don't force the dynamic of a Young Avengers, because I think doing that in this movie also makes it really annoying. In the discussion on Twitter, it's like now you got so many people posting like Young Avengers posters. It's like,
Yeah.
and now, yeah, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because now people, especially with how diverse it is, you're really making it very difficult for people to even find hype for it. Now that you've like really highlighted this into the canon, that's at least my downside with
Uh,
and I don't know. I feel like again I feel like Kate is like a much better person to
yeah.
be starting this, in my opinion.
Yeah. And honestly, I really when I watch I knew it was off with the scene. I guess when I watched, I didn't think of what most of what you guys just said, but I guess I was just one, I was just happy to see Kate again, and two, I just
Yeah.
like those two interacting with each other, and I
Right.
just and I actually thought about when it ended, I was like, you know what, why don't we just have a tag team of these two? Don't bring in anybody else. It's just these two going on mini adventures. And
Yeah, I mean, I could live with that.
when they mentioned when Kamala mentioned Cassie, I was like, no, you keep her away. I don't want her
It
negative energy
was like,
with this
what the?
team.
It's like,
Right.
what would you mention her? It's
For
like,
me,
what
it's
the
like
fuck is she gonna do?
I'm pro Cassie, but like that's just
Yeah.
because the actress herself, like not because of the character.
It's,
But
it's,
Okay.
yeah,
it's a
but
shame because it's like there's no reason for Kamala to mention her really.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's how it ends, and then but
Great
we
Right.
still
credit
got
scene. Great. I love
we
that
get a
light.
mid credit scene.
Oh boy.
So
And we
first,
see Monica on the other side of the reality. She's in a hospital bed,
oh,
and when she wakes up, she sees
her
her mother.
mom.
Except
Whoa.
it's not actually her mother, because she is not in this reality. She's in a reality where the X-Men exist.
Whoa.
Oh my
This,
first
How do we
this
know
is the
question.
most
this?
bizarre reveal.
How do we know
Yay.
this?
Um,
Hey,
we see the
yeah.
X door. We see Beast.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Kelsey-
it's
and
Beast.
they mentioned
Kelsey
Charles
Grammer
Xavier.
returns as Beast from
And I
X3.
I'll be honest. When I saw Beast, I never watched the X-Men movies, so when
Yeah,
Beast showed up, I know who Beast is, but
right.
apparently it's a particular Beast. Who's the actor? Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
But I had no idea who that is, so I'm just like, oh, you're Beast, but I don't know you. So the nostalgia bait didn't work for me. So haha.
Yeah,
To be honest, my first
that's
question is how the fuck did you end up right here? You're strangled from space, and you fall from what? You land on Earth now?
Yeah, Earth wasn't
yeah.
even shown in that
And
Jesus.
she's in the
tear.
hospital. Yeah, she's like in the hospital bed. So somehow, but you see, just ignore that because he mentions Charles was like trying to keep track of her. I remember
Yes,
Charles
and
Xavier, and then I see the
then
X door from X Men the movies,
don't think about
um,
how fucking stupid Beast. What
and
the
then
Beast
Beast has
thinks
like
of.
a Beast has a stupid line like, "You came." It seems like you came through through a hole through the space and time reality, and it's like, and of course that's impossible. Yes, but she's in your hospital bed right now, so
And
thank you for
then
that
he
comment. That
and
means
then
nothing.
and then he said what like confusion is just the start of knowledge. Oh fuck off.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I was like, no, no,
And
no, she's confused not because of that, because she doesn't know what the fuck. She just got stranded from in to
and then
another
obviously like
universe.
her mother,
Yeah,
quote unquote, is like asking like, why are you calling me mom? And then then she for some reason she was wearing a lab coat, and then like it was the reveal so that she can take it off. So it's the binary costume from the comics.
and I was like,
It's
Oh
who
like,
my
the
goodness.
hell
so
are
why don't you?
you?
So
Yeah,
well,
who
who
are
the hell
you?
are you? And it's like, shit.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how it ends. So Monica realizes that this is not her mother, which they made it very clear in the previous moments. But I,
To
I
be
mean,
honest,
I can accept it in that moment. Like that
what the
makes
fuck?
sense.
Okay, my question is like, what the fuck was Maria, binary, whatever the name is, just like, oh my god, who, like, oh, why are you referring to her as mother? I was like, Beast literally just said, you came through a hole from space and time. Okay, does that
So you're
explain it
from a
to you?
different reality. So I
Yeah,
might have been your mother in that
Yeah.
reality,
yeah. I was
right?
like, what? That should be what she's saying. I was like, yeah, no, no, no. This is another universe, dipshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah. So this Maria Rambeau is binary, which is an alias that both Monica and Carol had in the comics
and
at different
that's
points.
and also
Uh,
Carol, like that is Carol's super form, like Super Saiyan form,
with her
basically.
suit, yeah. Yeah, and that's how it ends. So some comments here. Beast just it's so weird. Like why did they have to put like an X-Men reality like in this reality? I guess like that was the only way to get people hyped
I
for
guess
X-Men coming forward.
I guess mostly maybe because Deadpool 3 is coming out next year. So they
That
want
that's
like an
true.
arbitrary connection.
Cuz like
Uh,
now I have to wonder cuz I mean Monica is stuck in this reality.
Hmm.
So it's like you have to expect that this reality has a focus at some point. Obviously we don't have
uh,
Is
anything.
it the Fox X-Men reality?
no, it's a different one.
It's not confirmed, but
But at least the imagery seems
it's
like it seems
possible.
so.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Don't
Because like
worry about
obviously with like because binary never existed in the
Yeah,
Fox movies.
that's what I thought. Because if they're gonna bring in, like, they're actually bringing in that reality, and because this character never existed, so
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, this is different, completely different. This was fun.
Yeah, so this is this is kind of what you get. And yeah, that's basically the movie.
This was peak.
This is fucking garbage.
So I have a few comments. Like this is again my own tangents. I mentioned before Monica Rambeau, Photon, Spectrum, Captain Marvel at one point. Um, she in the like she's one of my favorite Marvel comic characters. She's in my top 10 all time, and I also like a long time ago I fan casted Tiana Paris as the character. So like having her join the MCU in WandaVision was it meant a lot to me. I completely hated how. Well, first, I hated how they did Monica in Captain Marvel 1, like in the sense like, they had her in the 90s and had her as a kid that looked up to Captain Marvel, which was a Kamala Khan thing. And I just because I got like as I said, like in the comics, Monica was Captain Marvel like 3 decades before Carol was in the comics, so it's just really weird to have them connected through that. But their explanation obviously is like they had Maria Rambeau be friends with Carol Danvers in the 90s. So that was kind of their justification. Um, Again, still don't like it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my thing with Maria Rambeau is like, uh, now Monica is like, she basically has her own parents. Like, she has both of her parents, by the way. So like, not this whole bullshit of this one parent. The dad fucked off. Like they do in Captain Marvel 1. But yeah, they're basically like old. They're kind of like the Kents in a sense. They're very supportive of their superhero daughter, things of that nature. And it's what I don't like is like with Maria Rambeau is like she has been utilized so much. Like especially now we have Multiverse of Madness using a version of her as Captain Marvel. We have
And died
we have
very
Disney
comedically.
Reality using her as like binary. Like she's very like it just comes off to me like for Maria Rambeau, they need to make her like a super person. They need to utilize this actress that they feel like they wasted in Captain Marvel 1 so they alternate versions of these Captain Marvel characters. And it's just so
Well, remember
I
she
just
died
I
from a
don't
statue
like
in
that.
another universe.
Yeah.
Yay. To be honest.
Yeah. So it's like these little things is like it's so weird to me that why are you prioritizing Maria Rambeau more than the actual character that exists, Monica Rambeau? Like that's my first comment. My more bigger issue is like WandaVision, of course. Like she's always going to be remembered as the person who said,
She's
like
barely a character
they'll
there.
never understand what you sacrificed. And it's
Like,
like it doesn't
jeez.
matter how good she is in this movie. It doesn't matter how good she'll be for the rest of the franchise. Like whenever she's there, she's always going to be remembered for this line, and that's what makes me upset because because again, Monica's my favorite comic character, one of my favorite comic characters. Tiana Paris was one of my fan casts for the character, and the way that she's been treated is just I
Awful.
wish it could have been better.
By the way,
Yeah.
For her.
Monica in this movie is fucking nothing. It's just like she's just here to. I don't know what is her purpose.
You
She's really
failed me,
small.
Carol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally just said
She
this.
has a
She's
lot of
literally
theories based on science and physics that
Yeah.
okay.
turns out to
I'll
be
tell
true.
you. I'll tell you what. Because she doesn't make a single choice here. The only choice is at the end, and that is to set up the X-Men stuff. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
oh my god, I could talk all day about why that makes me upset. But
Yeah. Oh my God. So much
so
shit.
that's my comment with that.
Yeah.
My positives for the movie, which I guess we
Nothing.
can all do that. My positives for the movie, the actresses had good chemistry with each other. I think
Yeah.
they did a really good job with the material that they were given. I honestly, I know this is going to sound controversial, but I like Nia DaCosta as the director.
Yeah, at least I seen one movie of hers. It was
Candyman.
no, it's Littlewood. That's it. I watched
Uh,
that, and she seemed to do well with that movie. So I guess I expected a bit more, but I understand.
yeah, the superhero movies is a bit different.
Yeah,
About and also and she's not the director of this movie really technically. It's like she literally just said, "Oh, she's not directing a lot of scenes." This is a Kevin Feige movie.
Yeah, that's
mm,
what I wanted to talk about with Kevin Feige when I
yeah,
mentioned earlier. Because like
yeah,
Nia DaCosta, she has a lot of interviews like talking about like how she's a really big comic fan, and something that like hit me a lot. It was like she was asked like, what would you do if you had an X-Men movie? And she said, I would focus more on Cyclops and Storm because they don't get a lot of focus in the movies. And that's like, that's like a very key thing for X-Men movies. You need Cyclops and Storm to be done right. And she completely understood that. And like whenever she talks about like comic stuff, like she was saying like how like Feige was calling her like a fucking nerd because she knows too much about comics. Like, why are you being such a fucking nerd? It's
And
like
that's
this,
a bad thing, apparently.
and that's a bad
Oh my
thing.
god.
And it's like this is the same Feige who, during the X-Men 2000 production, he secretly gave comics to the cast because there was a no comic policy on set, but he still wanted to give the comics to those actors just so they can understand their characters better. So I don't know what happened with him. He went completely corporate and insane. Especially when other people are being nerds. Like, I mean, Iman Vellani has had her own comments about Feige, like how she's always like pestering him on like DMs, like
Yeah.
especially it's funny, but it's like it's sad too at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, why do you keep calling it 616? It's 199999.
Yeah.
Right. It's always like there's a lot of directors. Just the Miss Marvel director is not the only one. Just like, hey, tell me something about Spider-Man. It's like or anything afterwards. Like, no.
Yes.
We need to
Jesus.
know. We need to know these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think Nia DaCosta can do much better if she had more freedom. Now,
definitely,
I understand she
definitely.
was one of the writers, but I don't. And like,
She is?
I mean, she is one of the writers.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, she's sharing with like a WandaVision writer, and then like Lessons in Chemistry, which I wanted to mention.
Yeah. What is that?
So Lessons in Chemistry is what Brie Larson is currently doing right now. It's still running right now, and I
Oh.
caught up to it. Is basically it's about like Brie is like basically playing a chemist who is like kind of going through her life in the 60s, but so there is some feminist stuff in there, which makes sense. But like she's like kind of like dealing with like how being a chemist of that time period, but also like applying that knowledge to things like cooking. Like so she makes her own TV show in that sense, and then like while also like dealing with like the daily functions as a scientist. But yeah, it's like it's kind of difficult to explain. It's more character focused, so it's like that's kind of why. But I'm really enjoying it. I've heard like Brie is getting like Emmy nomination buzz, which I do think she deserves it. And that's my other thing I wanted to mention as well as a positive. Like I think Brie Larson, I think we need to really stop with this whole she can't act or she can't.
I
Like
agree.
she
Like,
has
Yeah, she has.
she has an
She-
Oscar for a reason.
Yeah, and
in Room.
that was another thing. I watched some of her movies earlier this year, and she can act. It's
I
just
mean-
that you need to give her the material to actually give her something to work with.
It's like yeah,
Not-
it's like even a lot of people. It's like it's not even if you think that she's just not doing well. It's like there are a lot of actors are not doing well. I don't think like what's the character name? I don't think like Tiana Paris is doing well in Monica in this movie. Really, it's like she's so bland.
I like
Yeah.
Tiana Paris, so
Yeah.
I
It's
can't really.
but yeah, her character. It's like her acting is just she's there. I was like and like Saul Ashton is just like she just wants to fuck everyone in this movie. It's like no, you're not intimidating at all. It's like Jesus.
But yeah,
Yeah, and,
I agree,
obviously
Red.
with-
The slander towards Brie has to really stop.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where I don't like when people talk about it, I don't care. Just say something else. Just they or at least say something that would be more constructive towards her instead of bringing her down. And obviously, if she does say something stupid, then maybe point that out, but not to the degree of hey, she did this. Although, in this, and now she's not good at acting, or she's not a, or all these things to bring her down. So
Yeah.
This is
I mean, like, like, and then obviously, like, with Iman Vellani, this is her second acting project, which, of
uh,
course, it's the same character.
by the way, she's
yeah,
yeah,
But she's always like really fun on screen and all that.
yeah, she's the
Um,
best. Yeah,
the
she's
only
the
thing
most. Yeah,
there's some things like obviously like with green screen, it's kind of hard to like you have to be really scared to fall from the sky.
to be
yeah,
Obviously,
honest,
she's not doing
yeah,
that, so that's like something like some things that she would need to work on. But it's not like I mean she has like the fundamentals there. Of course, like when you're acting with a lot of blue screen and green screen, it is really tough. Like
yeah. To be
as a second
honest,
time actress, so.
she's like the best, the person who gives the most shit of this movie when it comes to acting. I was like, oh my god.
yeah. I agree.
I was like, even Samuel L. Jackson was like, yeah, I don't even know. He just wants a paycheck, I guess.
I think Bree's there as well. I mean, like she had like 2 crying scenes in this movie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like, dude,
Um,
it's like it's like occasionally it's like that's good. Just it's not really much. Also,
yeah.
I don't know what it's like. Even Park was like, he's I don't know. Park is so bland. It's like I mean I know he can be very charming. Like dude, he's like, but he's just so like
There's nothing
nothing.
there. That's a
Yeah,
Yeah.
plot.
it's like
Um,
uh,
I also think 90 minutes, the 90-minute movie. I think that's fine. I don't think it needed to be 2 hours. No,
in
though it needed a stronger plot. But like I don't think I had an issue with this being a 90-minute movie.
I think I personally did with this what they had to answer for this movie, like the
Yeah.
whole Carol Monica situation.
I think it's
How they
because like
were.
you can like cut out like you can cut some scenes like
Oh
the
yes, yeah,
the cat scene, the singing scene,
a lot of
or at
scenes.
least cut it like to a point where it's reasonable.
yeah, and
Then
actually utilize it.
Darben's like all of Darben's scenes are useless because she would end up betraying them anyways. So it's like,
Right.
so what's the point of negotiating at all? Um, yeah. So
Oh, great.
at least that's my commentary on that.
Yeah. So this is a I
So any
that's
other
yeah.
positives?
So
Um. hmm.
I don't have anything. I just even it's like the CGI is terrible. The acting honestly it's not really that good. The music actually I don't
Oh,
even
actually, I actually want to point out. This was personal, but like for me, um, I noticed the music was trying in this movie. Like, um, I noticed the when the credits were rolling, I noticed the theme used. Like, it seemed I guess is lean towards just okay, but I noticed I was hearing the theme throughout the movie, but it really shown throughout the end credits, and I was like, this wasn't bad, but it never really elevated to like like Avengers theme level, but it didn't reach to like to the worst thing ever. Just kind of like in the middle where I'm just like, oh,
uh,
I'm hearing something that might be worthwhile, but
yeah.
that's just me. Uh,
Yeah, just don't really have much. There's like occasional moments that, from like Kamala and some of her family stuff. That's kind of it. And it's like a lot of world building. Like time has been destroyed. Plus other nonsense. Character are just like shit, and they ruin a lot of characterizations.
hmm.
Yeah, it's just to be honest, how will you guys rank it for in the Phase 4 and Phase 5 movies?
So
Uh,
here's my other thing. Like I, it was more entertaining of a watch than Quantumania, for example.
oh yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
easily.
Like
Um,
I know I guess it's popular for to have Quantumania as a above this movie, but I remember just feeling miserable after watching it. I just I didn't care. But at least I tried to care here, but I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like, I mean,
I did not want this movie to be bad. I never
Yeah,
do for any movies, but like
yeah,
yeah,
same.
I do want to point that out, like just in case of comments. Like I did not want this movie to be bad.
yeah.
No one wants
Um,
to.
Especially me. I really tried. Like
Yeah, it's like
I give it my try optimism.
because it was
I
an
was like
uphill battle. It was an
I
uphill
was like,
battle.
to be honest, for me, it's just I just like, yeah, this movie is gonna suck, but it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna say it until I watch it. It's like, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I know what I'm expecting. Just it's like I'm just lying to myself. If I was like, yeah, this might not be bad, I was like, yeah, it's gotta be bad.
Well, maybe Echo might be good.
Maybe I don't know. It's like I just want to know what the fuck happens to the showrunner. It's like, hey, I don't want to listen to this director say. I'm bring in the showrunner and let her say things.
No.
Like, yeah, Marian Dyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that
yeah,
So
I'll
I
just
guess
run.
to wrap up, it's movie
Yeah.
bad.
So yeah, movie bad. It's like it's phase 4, phase 5 stuff.
But
yeah, I guess
this is peak for some people.
Oh my god! I mean, it's not even not. I don't find this is like I don't know. It's better than Multiverse of Madness, Quantum Mania, and actually I don't even think it's better than Quantum Mania. That's fucking insane. And I don't know
mm,
which is better. It's like I don't know. It's better than Love and Thunder. I'm so lost.
this
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Like for me, Quantumania is worse because like I find this more entertaining.
yeah,
Um, in comparison,
I don't know. It's like this. It's
yeah.
so hard for me to tell. I mean, to be
yeah.
honest,
That's
That's
the
why I'm not a
thing.
rank. That's why I'm not a ranking guy.
Yeah, you just get lost, and I think that's how it's just gonna get by. Just people just gonna just accept it happened, just move on, not even think about what actually is going on.
great. Yeah, because
Yeah.
until What If season 2, that was
Oh yeah,
fun.
that's coming out. Merry Christmas for that.
One episode per day.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Jesus. Yep.
So yeah, that was the Marvels discussion. Thank you again, Mix and Match, for showing up.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
And just to kind of give a general idea what your channel is like.
Oh, well, I say at the beginning, but I do video mashups. I basically combine covers together and make it one video. So, like like say, if someone did a
Yeah.
cover of one song, the same two people did a cover of the same song, like a flute or drums or something like that. Just generalizing, I just edit them together, and it's like one big music video. Um, recent song I did actually today I did a Viking mashup, but last week I did a mashup of Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen. That
I
was
saw that. I saw that.
that was insane to edit. That was like years in the making. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and I've been
yeah.
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 I did want to collab with you because like I do some music myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know
Uh,
one thing I was planning on doing is like for Schindler's List is gonna have its 25th or 30th anniversary, I think.
okay.
I was just trying to think about how to edit that video, so I probably might collab with you on that one.
Oh, we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's up in the air because I have a lot of stuff to work on,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially with my fifth
yeah.
anniversary next year.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess sneak peek for that. One of the some of the projects I'm going to do is I'm planning to do movie mashups. So actually, again, I do movie mashups too.
Right.
I did Into the Spider Verse, Lord of the Rings, Mulan, both live action and cartoon.
Right.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
One coming up this Christmas is Jingle All the Way. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And next year I'm gonna try to do Across the Spider Verse and the Hobbit trilogy.
Nice, nice, nice.
So that's gonna be heavy editing.
Right.
So I'm trying to meditate for the next month or so I don't get like sleep deprived for the next year.
Yay.
Because doing Lord of the Rings, that took me 6 months. So I want to try and maybe do it a little bit faster, but if not, at least have the time to actually do stuff in my real life and not be exhausted and like burn out, because that's my fear. I don't know why I burn out.
That's
But-
fair.
Yay.
But yeah, that's what's going on for me.
It's good, man. I wish you the best.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Same.
All right, Unity, say goodbye to the people.
Say goodbye. See ya. Yeah, just so goodbye. I'm just gonna be here, to be honest. I'm not gonna be much editing videos for a while. I'm doing a lot of actual screenwriting and actual filming in real life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like so much shit to deal with.
Yeah, we understand. We understand. But yeah. So just for my updates, like I'm still working on the final part of my John Walker Lamar Hoskins video.
Yeah, how they're terrible people.
Yeah, of course.
uh,
And I hope to get this out by December, before Christmas. So be on the lookout for that. And with that, we will see you next week for the next episode of the pod. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.